6:30 Eastern with more Undisputed.
We have made it to Thursday, meaning we have made it to another night of NFL football. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on the Carton Show. Craig Carton, Greg Jennings, Cody Decker. And I have to say, as I woke up this morning, it dawned on me that we are living in unprecedented times. A 45-year-old quarterback is using Instagram to recruit wide receivers. A 25-year-old quarterback is erasing Instagram from his phone. That's Joe Burrow. And tonight's game between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers is actually for first place. What? What? And by the way, the Detroit Lions, for the first time since 2020, woke up today, and they're not in last place. We got a great show for you today, and we're going to cover all that stuff and a lot more. Let me just real quick, before we get to some of the Brady stuff that I hinted at, big game tonight. Big game because it's a football game, and it is for first place. They're all 1-1, but you can wake up this morning as a Browns fan after the brutal loss to the Jets, as a Steeler fan after the brutal loss as well, and say, hey, I'm playing for first place tonight. Neither team's very good, though.
At the end of the day, that's all you care about. Finishing the first quarter of the season strong, understanding where you are and finding out who you are as a football team. And both of these teams clearly need to do that, in my opinion. And I'm going to keep saying it. I know Mike Tomlin is big on sticking to script. But Kenny Pickett is your guy.
I know. He's died for Kenny Pickett. Well, by the way, let me tell you something. If the Pittsburgh Steelers offense doesn't get anything done against the Browns defense that gave up a 31 spot to the New York Jets, guess who's going to be starting quarterback in Week 4 against the New York Jets?
Let's go.
It might be your guy, Kenny Pickett. And I would remind you, that's the exact same way Baker Mayfield's career started in Cleveland. It was against the Jets, and now he's a superstar quarterback. But that's not the lead yet, although the NFL game tonight should be the lead. They want Tom Brady to be the lead because everyone upstairs loves Tom Brady. And if you're not talking about Tom Brady or the Dallas Cowboys, then I get fired. So, Tom Brady, no joke, Tom Brady, Cole Beasley told the story yesterday that Tom Brady recruited him via Instagram DMs. He's 45 years old, and he's recruiting guys via DM. But the real story out of Brady today, or yesterday really, is that despite all the attention that the announcement got that Tom Brady was going to take Wednesdays off, as Greg told us, a lot of veterans do, guess who showed up to work yesterday, miércoles, Wednesday? It was old man Brady. That's what we call leadership.
Absolutely.
And that's my guy right there. Go.
Exactly. This is what it is. Like, he's been granted Wednesdays off. That doesn't mean he's going to take every Wednesday off. Now, if he needs to, I'm sure he will. And guys in the locker room understand how that goes. But as far as the recruiting of Cole Beasley, really quick, in the DMs, if Tom Brady DM'd me right now and I looked at my phone and he said, Greg, you think you got... I'm literally going to get up here and try to get on the plane to get to Tampa.
Here's the good news. He's not going to.
I know. So I'm here.
And I should also mention, Julio Jones told the same story. That Tom was sitting at home one day, I guess he was bored of selling T-shirts, and said, hey, you want to play football? And Julio, like you, was out the door within about 30 seconds. Look, here's what you know about Tom Brady. Tom Brady has that intangible it that the greats have, and it's work ethic, and it's practice. They're all great athletes. You're all great athletes. What separates guys? Some of it's God-given ability for sure, but a lot of it is just that. It's the Kobe Bryant, I'm going to be at the gym before anybody and after everybody. And I think Tom Brady's showing you that even at 45, even with all the accolades, even with Tampa being 2-0 right now and being in first place, he's playing the Green Bay Packers. He's playing a contemporary of his who, stat-wise, is right there with him for his entire career in Aaron Rodgers, and it means something to him. He doesn't want to be embarrassed because everyone's watching, and the Tampa offense thus far this year hasn't been great. So what does a great leader do? He could sit at home. He could sit in the office. He doesn't have to practice. He goes out in the field. He's got a new wide receiver. He's got an offensive line that's still got to get better. and he shows up, he shows out, and he practices. And if I'm a Tampa fan, heck, as an NFL fan, I love that. I love it, I love it, I love it. It's why I get here at 1 o'clock in the morning. It's great leadership.
I'm not questioning Tom Brady's leadership. My question is, don't you think this is just because he has Cole Beasley now? He doesn't have Evans, so he needs to practice on Wednesday?
Listen, that's ultimately what he's doing. He wants to be on the same page, kind of understand how Cole runs routes. Cole's got to get used to how and where he likes to throw the ball. But this is also a vanity play. He knows that all eyes are on the 4:25 game between Tampa and Green Bay. It's most likely the last time he and Aaron Rodgers are ever going to face off head-to-head, and they've only done it 3 times in both of their storied careers. So this is about, I'm not going to be embarrassed. That's how I see it.
This is the ultimate competitor doing what ultimate competitors do. There is no quarterback in this league that is wired like Tom Brady. There are a lot that would love to be wired like Tom Brady, but just don't and are not willing to put in the type of work that it takes and risk everything for this game. When it comes to what you just said, isn't this just me? It is. That's what makes him special.
I agree.
He has a day off. They are granting him a day off. Tom, rest. No, I can't.
Yeah.
Because I recruited Cole Beasley. I brought him here, and now he's here, and his expectation is for me to be out there on that field.
It's GM Tom Brady, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But also, it doesn't do anybody any favors if, was it Blaine Gabbert to back up in Tampa, right? It doesn't do anybody any favors if Cole Beasley shows up ready to practice and the guy that's going to be throwing the ball isn't on the field. Now, they're all veterans, so Cole Beasley knows where to go.
Correct.
And he's had a really good career. So this isn't about bringing an average player off the scrap heap. This is a guy that knows how to play.
Yeah,
but you still want to practice. Like you and I still need to get reps in because when we go there, and pardon the expression, and the bullets are live, I need to trust that you know where to go. You need to trust that I know where you like to go.
And that's the part right there. I need to see, as a quarterback and as a receiver, what you do and what you need to see what I do. If a quarterback and receiver, everybody thinks that it takes a long time to develop chemistry. It really does not. It just takes 2 individuals that really want to make something work and get on the same page quickly, and the chemistry is created. The fire is lit.
Yeah.
And with Cole Beasley being as a professional and as great of a route runner as he is, being great at his craft, Tom Brady understanding this is a guy that I need, they're going to make it work. They're going to find out how it works
now,
in practice first.
I will do you
on a day off.
I will do you one better. I will do you one better. And this, to me, is also the genius of Tom Brady. Tom is very savvy. He knows what's being said about him. As we discussed earlier this week, you guys do pay attention to what's said about you. So he knows that there was a firestorm about getting the day off. He knows that Todd Bowles had to come out and say, Julio gets Thursdays off, Mike Evans gets Fridays off, and on and on and on. So the genius, and this is why this guy's just on, maybe it's the TB12 method, maybe it's the special vitamins he takes. I don't know what it is, but I want some, and here's why. This is a guy that has the media now eating out of the palm of his hand. He recognized there was this firestorm of all the jackasses on TV and on the radio debating whether or not Tom Brady should get a day off and how he's being given special treatment and this and that. So by showing up, he shuts everybody up, and then you get the Tom Brady stans, like myself, to come out and go, what a great leader. This is a guy that was supposed to stay home.
Of course.
And look how dedicated he is. This guy, this is like, no joke, this is like second-level Mensa. This is like, I'm getting a 1,600 on the SATs, a perfect score in the ACTs, and I go wherever I want to go. He's got all of us. He's playing. It's like Geppetto and Pinocchio. And I'm Pinocchio. I'm the big dummy that falls for it every single time. But I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
You should love it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this quick story. True story, by the way. I was not supposed to be here today.
Really?
Yeah, they gave me the day off. But just like following the lead of Tom Brady, I said, you know what, guys, Zach, Chris, Healy, no, I'm going to be here because the guys need me. We're developing some type of chemistry here. You know what I mean?
Yes,
You're a
I feel
leader.
that.
Exactly.
You're a leader.
I'm a leader.
Well, hold on. Time out. On that being said, at 6:58 Eastern time, that seat was empty. And there was panic in my ear. Is he showing up? Is he coming to work? Wait a minute. We gave him the day off? But you are here, and it's your first day as a 39-year-old, so we're thrilled that you decided to show up.
Thank you.
Of course, at about 10:02, he'll be at Newark Airport on a plane out of here. But we love having Greg here, and we love talking football with you guys because tonight, again, while a lot of the focus nationally is on Tom Brady practicing and what a lot of coaches and different players said at their respective press conferences yesterday, we do have a football game tonight, and a little bit later on in the show, we will break it down for you and get you all set up for Thursday Night Football. And speaking of Thursday Night Football, there's a lot to be said right now about the Eagles, too, and that's coming up right after this.
We're celebrating 50 years of Popeye's Signature Chicken with a deal you'll love. Now for just $6.99, takes 50 years of crunchy, juicy chicken we've been serving since 1972. Get the 5-piece while you can for just $6.99.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
There's a highway that stretches across the 93 days of summer, where worship isn't offered to the sun, but to the smoking tire, and where the lines being blurred are the ones between drivers and demons.
Send no blitz. Send no blitz. Start playing and never stop playing. You get the most from the game when you're having fun.
Yes. I'll get you the file.
Sounds intense.
Clients. What do you do?
Retired?
Tech?
Nah, Army.
Huh. Check your spam folder.
Old Trapper Beefs. Last bag.
You know there's plenty for both of you.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Pacifico is brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living life acres up.
I'm a New York hotel. I'm looking for someone who likes to be in the middle of it all. You hungry? I know a place. It's the city that never sleeps. But hey, if you need the rest, I've got you covered.
When safe drivers save for not answering their phone while driving, they feel like a big deal.
Did you get the ice?
Even if they forgot the ice. Save up to 30% on auto insurance with USAA Safe Pilot. Get a quote today.
With the Home Depot's lowest prices of the season, it's time to take your bath from start to tiled, to installed, to sealed, to finished. Shop our biggest bath savings of the season right now at the Home Depot.
Rates may be rising, but with Rocket, you have an advantage. You can lock your rate for 90 days while you search for a home and refinance to a lower rate later with exclusive savings. That's the Rocket advantage. Call 8336-ROCKET today.
The story of the Kind Mini. We took the full-size bar and cut it in half. So the next time it's 3 o'clock and you want some delicious dark chocolate, grab a dark chocolate nuts and sea salt mini with whole almonds and just 90 calories. It's a kinder way to satisfy.
Trick or treat! Kit Kat! Reese's!
Oh, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday on Fox. Touchdown! Harbaugh's fourth-ranked Michigan Wolverines unleash their explosive offensive attack against Maryland. The best pregame, the best announcers, the biggest games. Maryland, Michigan, all part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Are you going higher or lower? With Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game, that's the only choice you have to make. It's easy, it's fun, and it's the best way to put more sweat in watching your favorite team. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com to get started.
When hurting feet make you want to stop, it's Dr. Scholl's time. Our custom-fit orthotics use foot mapping technology to give you personalized support for all-day pain relief. Find your relief in-store or online.
Breakthrough heartburn means your heartburn treatment
is broken, try Zegrit OTC. It contains the leading medicine to treat frequent heartburn, uniquely designed for absorption. Get all-day, all-night relief with Zegrit OTC.
What was that?
Nothing.
Gorilla Super Glue.
Brush for edge-to-edge coverage and nozzle for precise application all in one. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
It's the Carton Show, and for those of you watching right now that were on Team Bravo last night in Call of Duty, I do not appreciate you taking me out from behind and calling me the weak link on the team. Just make that note, and I will get you all back tonight. I'm just putting it out there. I'm playing the beta version, and my team thought I was the weak link, and I was all Johnny Bravo, and my own team took me out.
Wow.
I'm just putting it out there. I don't appreciate it. And I will get you all back tonight after the NFL game, okay? Now, I started the show by telling you guys that this is unprecedented times in the NFL. And I can't believe this. I saw it this morning. I blinked twice. I looked at the paper again, and I saw it again. The Lions, the Jaguars, and the Browns are all in first place right now. The Lions, the Jaguars, and the Browns are all in first place. We're going to try to decipher how the heck that happened in a second. But first, one of the teams that's also in first place, the Philadelphia Eagles, as people in Philadelphia like to call them, are 2-0. And with the 2-0 start and a badass offense comes, of course, all the loudmouth people suggesting that the Eagles are now a Super Bowl favorite. Well, their head coach, Nick Sirianni, addressed the positivity that people in the media are now heaping on top of the Philadelphia Eagles.
You definitely address it, and you definitely talk about your daily process. This is such a long season, and we talk about not riding the roller coaster of the season. If I'm in the cafeteria eating dinner and I look up there, it's like, oh, this team, they're done, right? They're done. Oh, this team's the best team ever, and it could sound different next week, right? So we lived this last year when everyone thought we sucked, right? And we had to go one day at a time. And we got to do the same process. We're built for this. We got to do the same process this year when we're getting praised.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's the beauty of the NFL. There's only so many games, so yeah, we're all guilty of it. When you play great, you're the best team in football. When you don't play great, you're the worst team in football. I do like the fact that Fletcher Cox there is rocking the Thanos hand.
Yeah.
Right?
Infinity Gauntlet.
Is that what that's called?
It's called the Infinity Gauntlet.
You would know that, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
It's a hand. That's a gauntlet now?
It's a gauntlet. It was always a gauntlet. It's a glove. You put your hand in a glove.
I apologize. I'm unaware of the Thanos weapons.
I was unaware as well.
Yeah.
It's only the biggest movie of all time. Don't worry about it.
All good. All good. Is the hype on Philadelphia legit? Is it real? And should anyone be buying into it 2 weeks into the season?
Well, the hype is legit because of what we've seen through 2 weeks. However, when I listen to Nick Sirianni and his comments, he's absolutely right. They have the team to handle what the distractions they may hear are. And the distractions right now is Super Bowl talk.
Right.
No one cares about hearing about Super Bowl talk. It feels good. But he's exactly right when you shut out the chatter outside of the locker room and focus on the now and what's most important, and that is improving each and every week. You cannot read your press clippings. Every coach in the National Football League, when I was playing, Mike McCarthy used to say it all the time, guys, I don't care what anyone says, good or bad. It feels good when it's in your favor,
right?
But you have to understand who and what you are and what you're trying to get done in front of you right now. And right now, they're not concerned about the Super Bowl. They're concerned about improving and stacking success. That is what this game is all about. But it does feel good to hear.
Yeah, and listen, part of this also is we all do the same thing. We start looking at schedules, right? We start trying to figure out, where are the landmines for the Philadelphia Eagles and for, every team in the league.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Absolutely.
Right? We try to
it's
figure
fun.
out. Yeah, I mean, that's, I don't like doing the whole win. But you do try to figure out, based on what we've seen thus far, who is a threat to them, right?
It's kind of like when you're a Jets fan. So your landmines are, okay, where can we get a win? Are we going? Is it this week? Right? Am I right?
It's not a landmines. It's really just one gigantic bomb that they have to walk on.
No, just go ahead, keep going.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
I didn't say you were wrong. I just said I don't like to hear it. Like, you don't tell a fat girl she's fat. She knows she's fat. I know what I have as a New York Jet fan. No offense to anyone who's a little heavy out there.
That you just told that they are.
I could recommend maybe carrots for dinner. Okay. No, but the Eagles, listen, I know what Sirianni is saying also because, last year Jalen Hurts was the unproven quarterback, and they were disappointing in a lot of weeks offensively. And the question was, number one, is Sirianni any good? He dealt with it. And now you're sitting on a team that's loaded, lots of weapons. Jalen looks great, one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And the fair, I think, kind of when you look into your predictive glasses, is that the NFC is not as deep with talent as the AFC. So 2 weeks in, what team has shined? Well, the Eagles are right there at the top of that list. So it makes sense that people are now, touting them as, wow, that's a really good football team. I could see them playing in Arizona.
And when you win, it covers up anything that you've done that doesn't look good on film. When you get back into that locker room in that building on Monday and you watch film, we assess everything. So as a fan, you see the win and you see how many points they scored. And they've scored a lot of points through 2 weeks. However, they've given up some points as well, especially against the Lions, but they've had some success. But when you have guys in your locker room, veteran guys like Kelsey, Cox, Lane Johnson, and then you have a beyond mature Jalen Hurts at quarterback who just seems as smooth as they come, like you feel confident where you are. But you have to keep in mind that this is a team that is playing in the NFC East.
Well,
and when you look at the NFC East,
it ain't good.
It ain't good. And when you see any flash of good, it's like, that's the team right there.
I mean, think about New York Giant fans right now are saying when they play the Cowboys on Monday night, they expect to go 3-0. And I'm sure they'll be favored in that game at home against Cooper Rush and the Cowboys. So the difference here is that I think Giant fans recognize, we're very fortunate to be 3-0. A couple, bounces went our way. We like our head coach, but they know talent-wise that Philadelphia is well above them, just on pure talent. Now, the best team in football is not always the team that wins the Super Bowl, right? It's the team that gets hot at the right time.
Correct.
You get a couple lucky bounces. I could have made the argument, that the Bills go to the Super Bowl last year after that great game with Kansas City, and they win the Super Bowl because they were that good. But it's just fun, I think, for other cities that normally 2 weeks into a season kind of feel like, here we go again, same old, which is why I'm going to be really repetitive today. Tonight's football game is a battle for first place. Like, as bad as things were for the Cleveland Browns last Sunday, it was so bad when the New York Jets dropped 31 points, and we all know the story now, 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the game. They've already had a defensive players-only meeting. That's never the sign of good things. But if the Browns win tonight, they're in first place. Well, and that's how I would view it.
I wouldn't say it's not a sign of good things. It's a sign of a team that's aware that, look, guys, we let our team down.
Yes.
We clearly did not show up in the most important moments of that game. And if we think that we can have that type of letdown against a Pittsburgh Steelers team led by Mike Tomlin and soon to be led by Kenny Pickett at quarterback.
You won't stop. I respect it. I respect it.
Look,
that's your guy.
They understand they have to come to play. If they can get after this Pittsburgh offense, they have a great chance of winning this football game.
So if we all agree, the Eagles are special, the Bills are special, the Chiefs are special, we're going to learn a lot more about the Dolphins this week because they play Buffalo. Let me take the 3 other teams that are in first place, and it's like an unexpected first place, and that's the Jaguars, the Browns, and the Lions. Of those 3, I think we'd all agree that the Lions probably are standing taller than the Jaguars and the Browns.
This is just crazy to hear.
Yes.
I love it. Absolutely.
And if I'm in Detroit right now, I'm like, wow, our offense is top 5 in the league in like every category. We score more points than anybody. Jared Goff's all of a sudden a top 5, top 6 rated quarterback. We have a lot of fight. We love our head coach. And all of a sudden, what? The Detroit Lions are in first place. And, the Packers offense doesn't look good yet. I think we all agree the Packers will be top the division when it's all said and done. But why can't the Lion fan dream the impossible? Dream Are the Lions a playoff team?
They can very well be a playoff team. Look, this team is resembling their head coach. He is tough, gritty, and all about biting kneecaps.
Yes.
And just scrapping every chance he gets. This team looks very much like what he talks about in his pressers. And so for me, when I see that, you have a chance. This Lions offensive line is impressive, both in the run game and in the pass game. Jared Goff has looked great. Why? Because he has time to throw the ball. He's not being touched. Their running backs are running through gaping holes. Like offensively, they have weapons. Defensively, all they have to do is just be more stout in the first 2 quarters,
right,
and then hold on. This team has a really good chance to be special. I'm a little biased because I'm from Michigan, and I'm a little hesitant as well because I'm from Michigan and I've lived it my entire life. And I've always said I'm not really a Lions fan. I was a Barry Sanders fan because Barry Sanders, when you talk about him, you think about success. When you talk about the Lions,
not a lot of success.
Success as an individual player.
Yes, well, no surprise that the one athlete here, no offense, Cody.
Wow.
I was looking at his stats, not the show stats. You gotta keep on going. Go ahead.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you mean? You couldn't have grown up as a kid as a Barry Sanders fan and not been a Lions fan.
No,
I was told that your dream as a child.
What I'm
you looked at your
saying-
parents and said, "Mama, Mama, Mama, Lions." Yes. I was told that when you got bottle fed, it was a Detroit Lion bottle. Is that not true?
That is
Mama,
very false.
Mama. No?
Are you what are we? Are you air playing like me drinking?
No,
out of
he's
a
being
bottle?
air baby.
I was a person impersonation.
No, that was air baby.
Mama. All right, you're saying that's not true.
It's the false information.
Let's be real clear. He just admitted to being a Lions fan. That should take a little bit of pressure on your Jets fandom, shouldn't it?
No, listen, I think what we're all saying is this. Even the Jets being at 1-1, there are franchises in football that unfortunately don't have a lot of hope.
No.
You know, after week 1, it's like, oh, we got blown out again. Like, what did we expect? Oh, we don't have a quarterback again. What do you expect? And when you get a couple wins early, and this is what a lot of players I don't think recognize how important it is to us as fans. Like, when you have hope, when you think, hey, maybe this is a random year where we make a little run. Maybe I'm playing games that mean something in December, things that we ordinarily don't do. It's special. Mm-hmm. And you got to hold on to that and grab it and hug it because it doesn't happen that often. There are franchises, your Green Bay Packers, that are always in the mix. Like a Green Bay Packer fan has no concept of what it's like to be a Lions fan, to be a Jets fan, to be a Texans fan, a Jaguars fan. Teams that start the year knowing, well, it ain't going to be our year, right? Can't wait for Thanksgiving, that kind of thing. So I love it. I want to embrace it.
Or teams that the fans understand that even if they get a win, and like the Lions, like the Jaguars, the moment something goes wrong or it looks like they've derailed themselves off the tracks, it's like, oh, here we go again.
Exactly right. Listen, I invented a song, it's just the same old Jets, and it works every single year, which is why the way we all reacted to that win against the Cleveland Browns was the exact opposite of how Browns fans reacted because I'm going to be 2-0. The Cleveland Browns are going to be 2-0. And then for Browns fans, it was up. Here we go. Same old nonsense. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Doesn't matter who the coach is. It's in our DNA. We even went, these crazy lens. Let's change the logo because maybe that'll give us some good luck. And the elf brought you nothing but another bad loss.
I don't understand.
Right?
Like, I just don't.
I've kind of, to be fair, I've grown to like.
No, you haven't.
I have.
Why?
I've grown to like the Cleveland Browns elf.
Based on what?
It. I have a soft spot for elves. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's one of those things a lot of people don't know about me.
Elves aren't real.
Yeah. I have a soft spot for elves. What do you mean not real?
They're not real.
I gave you Keebler cookies last week.
Those are cookies.
Yeah. Who do you think makes them? Elves make them.
You think elves are real, but Babe Ruth is not real?
Yes. They live in a tree. They make cookies all day, and we're better off for it. Yeah. And see, I like to take up the fight for groups of people that are disenfranchised, like elves. Yeah, Brownie the Elf. That's my new favorite mascot. I even ordered a sweatshirt. I have a hoodie coming.
Of course
I'll be wearing it on Friday against Fox Executives' wishes as soon as it shows up. I can't wait. Yeah, so if you're an elf, I got you. I got you. All right? There you go. From an elf.
Wow. Wait. Can you go back? Since when are elves disenfranchised?
They're disenfranchised. I'll explain to you after the show. From an elf, a little elf, to the biggest guy in all of baseball, what Aaron Judge is doing is beyond crazy, and he's going to be doing it on Fox tonight. We'll tell you more about that. And the chase for immortality right after this.
Juliana, Big Mac, no pickles, extra special sauce. And Jimena, quarter pounder with cheese, extra pickles, no onions.
Thanks, Dad.
You got it.
Buy one favorite like a Big Mac and get another for just $1. Right now at McDonald's.
This is an SOS from Novaport.
Everything is disappearing.
Our outpost on Earth, Sept, is in danger.
Hey, Quill, this thing is so broken. Quill, you seeing this? Quill! Well, you heard the lady. Get to Epcot. It's Save the Galaxy time. Again.
What do you mean the connecting rooms were not confirmed?
Exactly, not confirmed.
We need to be able to see our kids.
Oh, you'll be able to see them.
When you want your kids in a room that's actually connecting, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
You're making all the difference out there, kid.
Für Dortmund. Was you about?
Our next big American pressure.
Pressure.
So where do you think this pressure is coming from?
Everyone. I'm just here for the mints.
Mr. Manager still have faith in you.
So much pressure.
Pressure makes diamonds.
True.
Prolific! He scores! Incredible!
It's time for Lectric's fall sale. Hop on the most popular e-bike in the U.S., the Lectric XP 2.0. Equipped with a top speed of 28 miles per hour and a 45-plus mile range. Buy an XP 2.0 and get free accessories. Or buy 2 XP 2.0s and get $100 off. Don't miss out on one of our biggest sales of the year and get your XP 2.0 while supplies last. Go to lectricebikes.com today.
We capture lots of data. With Fiverr, we were able to find the right software developer to help gather all that data and put it into the right system. I was able to save time and money and spend more time growing my business.
Transform your business today. Fiverr.
So, we're getting that house we told you guys about.
You're buying a house?
Yeah. Soldiers get VA loan guarantees.
Yeah, no money down. Well, my office gives us free bagels.
That's cool.
Your mission, stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis or active psoriatic arthritis and take it on with Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that tackles pain, stiffness, swelling. For some, Rinvoq significantly reduces RA and PSA fatigue. It can stop irreversible joint damage. And Rinvoq can leave skin clear or almost clear in PSA. That's Rinvoq Relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Ask your rheumatologist about Rinvoq Relief. Rinvoq. Make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
How do you know what Patty likes?
Well, Constant Contact's data shows me what Patty responds to.
I didn't know what I liked until I met Pauline.
She likes flank steak.
It feels great to be seen.
It's the greatest sandwich roster ever assembled.
Next is the new Great Garlic. The tender rotisserie-style chicken is sublime, and the roasted garlic aioli adds a lovely piquant flavor.
Man, the second retirement really changed you. The new Subway series. What's your pick?
Look out! Dispatch said structural collapse.
I'm trapped.
We're coming to get you.
911, all new Monday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Aaron Judge looks to continue his magical season as he goes for the AL home run record. Red Sox, Yankees, tonight at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
Swung on, there goes the deep left. It is high.
That is far. Another home run for Judge. That is a Judgian blast.
There it goes. Number 60. Slide over, babe. You've got some company.
And we got lucky last night because he did not hit number 61 or 62. So tonight, it's history in the making on Fox. I know Fox execs are happy they didn't hit one last night. All eyes are on Aaron Judge as he continues to chase for the American League home run record as the Yankees take on their rivals, the Boston Red Sox. It all starts tonight, as you can see there, 6:30 Eastern on Fox. So fingers crossed, guys. Let's hope it happens tonight. Now, the kid that caught the 60th home run ball decided not to cash in. The ball's arbitrarily worth a couple $100,000, but they got him. And they brought the kid down. They introduced him to Aaron Judge. And there's a lot of emotional pressure on you at that point. You're meeting your hero.
Right.
What am I going to do? Am I really going to tell Aaron Judge to his face, I'm keeping the ball, pay me, that kind of stuff? So he walked away with 4 autographed baseballs, an autographed bat, and a photograph with him and his buddies and Aaron Judge. And America went crazy. How do you not take the $200,000? Now, I was told from an expert in that memorabilia world that ball number 62 will be worth $2.5 to $3 million. If you get that ball, here's my advice. First off, wear tighty-whities to the game, all right? Pretend it's the 1970s and you're wearing huggers. Take that ball, put it right down your pants, and run. Because someone's coming to steal the ball out of your hand. So that's just my advice if you're going to the game. Now, Michael Wacha is pitching for the Red Sox.
Yes, he is.
You guys are not going to like this take. I know that going in. If I'm Michael Wacha, I serve up fastballs. I want to be a part of history.
Really?
Yep.
It's not the right part of history, though.
It isn't.
It's not something you want to be remembered for.
No, I do, actually.
Why?
I want to be the guy that gave up the home run that no one else has ever done before. So if I'm Michael Wacha, I go, yo, Judge, fastball.
Boop. But then does the record even matter anymore?
Does the Michael Strahan sack record matter?
I was going to allude to that it still matters.
Of course it matters, right? He's the all-time single-season sack record.
Although he was going to get that sack anyway.
Probably, but Brett gave it to him in that one spot. He deserved it. He's a Hall of Famer. He's my main man. That being said, if I'm Michael Wacha, what is Michael Wacha known for? I never even heard the guy's name.
He's like the ace of the Red Sox.
Yeah, but that's the point. He's the ace of a team, and I never heard of him.
You never heard of the Red Sox?
No, but I tell you what, if Michael Wacha gives up 61, 62, and 63, now I've heard of you.
So now you've gone from you want him to give up a home run to giving up 3 home runs tonight.
Yeah, because it's on Fox. Yeah, I don't want him to break the record on Apple TV Plus.
No, this is your rival. This is no. You got other guys on the field. You're not just doing this for you. Like all of us would be a part of that if he gave up that. No, this is not on our watch.
Also, look at the numbers. He's number 1 in every offensive category in Major League Baseball. He's Aaron Judge. He doesn't need your help.
No.
Yeah, but guess what? I'm going to give it to him anyway. I think Denny McClain did it for Mickey Mantle 50 years ago. Get him a home run on his last at-bat. So there's precedent for it.
That tells me a lot about you.
What's that?
It just tells me a lot about
that
you.
I'm a giver. I know.
No.
I'm a we, not me type of guy. That's right. I'm going to give you the record. I'm just going to be a small part of it, but I'm going to be a part of it.
That's a me guy.
Now, real quick, before we get off this topic, if you got the ball and you've been blessed in your life to make a lot of money, you haven't been. Do you keep it? Do you sell it? Do you give it back to him like that athlete respect? What do you do with the ball?
Yeah, I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that.
2.5 mil.
I'm keeping that. I'm not going to even sugar. I'm keeping it.
I'm keeping it until Aaron Judge signs his huge record deal that he's about to sign this offseason, and then I'm calling Aaron Judge like $2.5 million.
Yeah, Aaron, you just got a $500 million contract. Can you spare a couple milli? And I'll give you the ball. I'll even walk it over to your house myself. Anyway, the pursuit of immortality does continue tonight on Fox, and it's against the Red Sox. So the theater for that will be great, and you can see it exclusively on FOX. Now, earlier today, I teased the notion that Tom Brady was recruiting guys. He's done it with Julio Jones and now with Cole Beasley on Instagram with direct messaging, DMs, right? Well, Joe Burrow announced yesterday, and this is the new generation, that he has deleted all social media from his phone. Check this out.
Well, what's great is I don't have Twitter or Instagram right now, so I've seen none of it. We're focused on what's going on in there. I'm sure it's not a very good reaction, but I think it'll be a different reaction as we get going here.
Yeah, that's because he's playing the Jets. He's not. Listen, you have to recognize that generationally things are different. A 25-year-old kid lives his life on his iPhone or Android, and he's on all the social media accounts. So when you're 0-2 and people are starting to get upset and your offensive line is now apologizing to you, he's trying to be the mature guy here. Mm-hmm. He's trying to say, I want to shut out all the noise. But the problem is the only reason you do that is that you hear all the noise because you're 0-2.
Yeah, you hear all the noise, and I don't know if he completely deleted his account.
Of course he did. He's 25.
Versus just taking the app off his phone.
Yes.
It's hard for me to believe that a guy that lives on his phone. But for me, I love anything that Joe Burrow do. I will buy whatever he's selling because from day one, he's been about the team. He's understood what to say. He understands the mission, and he is the head in charge, and he's about getting it done. When you listen to him talk, it's not just talk. He actually follows it up with his play. And so if I'm a Jets fan, I am highly, I'm just as concerned as I've been forever, I guess.
We are concerned because they're 0-2, right? And because of the division they're in, being 0-2 is not a death sentence for them because Pittsburgh's 1-1, as we said. Cleveland's 1-1. You beat the Jets, you're a game out. So their season is far from over. They're one of those rare teams because A, they're very good. B, they're in a bad division. C, they've got some history where they should be able to turn the ship, I think, pretty quickly. Of course, I want it to be week 4, not week 3. But it's funny that an NFL athlete who's been to a Super Bowl, that it's even a story that he's claimed to, taking social media off his phone. Honestly, and I'll take the heat on this one. Do we really care? Is your day better now because you know that Joe Burrow is not looking at OnlyFans on his phone, before and after practice, or on Twitter, or going down that, Facebook hole? We're stretching, aren't we? I'll take ownership of it. It's a stretch. Go out there, throw touchdown passes. Tell your offensive line to protect you better. That's all we really care about. Do we really care whether or not a guy is looking at stuff on his phone?
But look how other quarterbacks have used it. Tom Brady, he's playing GM with it.
Yes.
We've talked about other guys have used it in other ways that help and benefit Lamar right now.
Because Joe Burrow saying, I'm not on Twitter anymore. Who cares? Tom Brady recruiting guys and the Bucs signing those guys, that's a story. Because it has an impact on what we're going to see on Sunday. That's a story. Hey, Julio Jones, how did you get to Tampa? Oh, I got a DM from Brady. Hey, Cole Beasley, how'd you get to Tampa? Same story. I'm fascinated by that because a 45-year-old guy grew up calling people, right? Mm-hmm. Or even texting people.
Yeah.
Brady didn't do either one of those things. He didn't call them. He didn't text them. He didn't want to talk to them. He just wanted to recruit them. Right? Mm-hmm. It's like when I got recruited to college to play football, baseball, and basketball as a 3-star athlete. I got phone calls, Greg. Phone calls.
From who? From where?
Wow. All right, I didn't. But it makes me feel good to say I did because then I feel like maybe I did. And this audience doesn't know me yet. Maybe they think I'm a really good athlete. Cody is here. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff going on that we didn't get to yet. And Cody's going to make sure that us and you are up on all the viral stuff. So when you go to work today, you know what's up. Go ahead.
Yesterday, you gave Greg and I a lot of hell about grunting in the gym, working out in the gym, making noise.
Because it's stupid.
It's not stupid. We're putting in the work that you've never put in, Greg. And I want you to understand, this also takes place in golf, which this guy will show you right now. Some serious, serious grunting in golf. If the video comes up. This guy is literally screaming every single swing, trying to get a higher exit velocity each time. And he's doing something pretty impressive. He's getting it up to 230 miles per hour, but every single swing. It's awesome.
That's just a tool bag that lives in his mom's basement. I mean, hey, guess what, guys? Let's go to Top Golf and see how hard I can hit a ball. Okay, buddy.
That's awesome. You've never been to Topgolf, though.
I have been to Topgolf, but I don't go there grunting, trying to, hit the ball through the screen. Ugh, that guy's got no friends. What else?
All right, well, there's a hockey player that did a sweetest trick shot I think I've ever seen. It almost looks like a ballerina doing twirls and twirls and twirls. But here's the thing about it. If you're the goalie, how angry are you? Because there's nothing you can do to defend this.
Oh, wow.
There's just nothing you can do.
That is impressive.
Like, I feel like that would start a fight if you did that in an actual hockey game.
I'm not a violent man, but if I'm the goalie, I punch that guy right in the face.
Yep. Yep.
I would lose it.
I'm with you there. I mean, that is impressive.
Yeah. Like, dude, okay, great. Pop! Right in the face.
Like, it took me 2 watches, really, to really see when he actually shot the puck.
Unreal, right?
And the goalie's just standing there. All right, that's not bad. What else you got?
All right, last. You're a receiver. You got to be impressive. This is one of the most impressive catches I think I've ever seen by a wide receiver.
Oh, my goodness.
This
yes,
catch
it
is unbelievable because he lifts up his right hand to make a catch, and somehow the ball doesn't touch his right hand, and it just ends up in his left. It is magic.
I probably watched this like 50 times.
This ball teleports into his left hand. And
so he's got his right hand up.
Watch it.
And it drops here, actually, right?
Perfectly.
Yeah.
It is just one of the best catches I think I've ever seen.
He's probably got Stickum on or something, right?
I mean, he's, what, 13 years old? 12?
Not bad. Listen, that's how it starts.
Look at this.
I'm more concerned with when he makes the catch, does he showboat? There's the right hand going up. 2 defenders on him. Ball lands right there.
He doesn't showboat.
He just does his thing. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I bet you that kid's getting recruited right now, right?
He should be.
That's how you get recruited these days. YouTube and Huddle. That's how they find you.
Very true.
So, very good. Appreciate that. Coming up, Richard Sherman has a podcast, and he was talking to KJ Wright about their time in Seattle. And this is everything wrong with athletes who retire and then find a microphone right after this.
You got KFC, mijo.
This drum and thigh combo is only $6.
Good deal. For you. But you bring nothing home for your abuelita.
You okay?
No.
Get your own $6 2-piece combo at KFC.
A Corona and palm trees.
A Corona and calm seas.
And a bomb breeze.
And our strong knees.
It's Andy and Snoop.
And we're eating Guam cheese.
Guam cheese?
Yeah, I don't know. I ran out of rhymes.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
When you have auto glass damage, let Safelite come to you. My customer enjoys time with her family. So when her windshield got a crack, she scheduled with Safelite in just a few clicks. We came to her house, replaced the windshield, and installed new wipers. That's service on her time.
Here you go.
Wow, thank you. Bye. Don't wait, schedule now.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
Stop. You're in.
Oh, cool. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
When you prefer dream vacation over a rental nightmare,
Gesundheit.
it matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
Fox Sports and Jersey Mike's are hitting the road to fuel up fans at campuses across the country. Join our tailgate tour, stopping at a game near you. And test your football skills to win short points in the all-new mobile game. Download the Jersey Mike's app to play and catch college football all season long on Fox and FS1.
With the Home Depot's lowest prices of the season, it's time to take your bath from start to tiled, to installed, to sealed, to finished. Shop our biggest bath savings of the season right now at the Home Depot.
More truck owners are switching to Ram, which means more fathers are switching to Ram.
Your body's changing.
And more sons, more tailgaters, more tail waggers, more men with a lot of confidence.
Easy.
And more with not so much.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fit in there.
And more guys who check straps with a firm tug and say,
that ain't going anywhere,
are switching to Ram.
Right now, during Ram Power Days, get 0% financing for 72 months on our most popular models.
Send no blitz. Send no blitz.
When I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
Start playing and never stop playing. You get the most from the game when you're having fun.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. See your vision clearly, get there decisively. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible.
Ooh,
And you'll get our best deal.
nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every-
iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone. It's amazing.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone. Get the new iPhone 14 Pro on us.
Are you coming for my job?
Trick or treat! Kit Kat Reese's!
Oh, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
All right, it is the Carton Show. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. We do have NFL football tonight. We're going to get back into that in just a little bit. Two first-place teams battling it out in the that's funny, right? In the AFC North, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Thursday night football, but that's a little bit later on in the show. You know, a lot of times athletes, like these fellas, look, they're bored. Listen, you retire, you've got some money in the bank. At some point, wives and children get tired of having you around. Like, go do something. So a lot of guys now go to a microphone. They go to a podcast. Richard Sherman, who's very, very good at it, by the way, and KJ Wright have some kind of podcast. I think it's Richard's podcast. And they were talking about their time in Seattle, specifically the Russell Wilson relationship with Pete Carroll and how it conflicted with the defense's relationship with Pete Carroll. And I want you to take a listen to this. Check it out.
He was not held to the same accountability as the rest of us. That's just facts. Right. That's just facts. And so when I looked at our team, guys were upset, like, hey, man, we just did our thing. We did this and that. You bashing the defense. I need you to at least mention his name in the team meeting room. Can I at least get that?
When you got 52 guys being held to a certain standard, you got one guy not being held to the standard, then it's going to cause some friction.
Oh, are we upset?
Yes.
Are we upset? Does it seem like we've been holding a grudge for over a decade? The star quarterback got treated differently than the entire defense. The Legion of Boom. Oh, are we holding a grudge, fellas? Come on, man. First off, what happened to the sanctity of what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room? For 2 decades, you guys didn't say boo about the special relationship that Russell Wilson had with Pete Carroll. America thought that the reason they didn't hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch in the Super Bowl loss against the Patriots was because Pete Carroll wanted Russell Wilson to be a Super Bowl MVP, and if he throws a touchdown pass there, he's the MVP. And we all thought that. It was urban legend that was the case, but not one of you guys ever said it, admitted it, or addressed it. And now here we are, all these years later. Russell Wilson's now playing for the Denver Broncos, and their offense is off to a slow start. So let's now unleash all the baggage we have about our relationship and time in Seattle. I think it stinks.
See, this is where I completely disagree with you,
Really?
Carton.
Yep.
I do. Because it's not about unleashing all the baggage. This is about, we were a part of that team. And so, no, I'm not going to talk about all of this when we're in a relationship. We're together. But the moment I'm no longer in that and I'm removed from it, years removed from it, right? Then it's like, you know, if it's mentioned, I might sprinkle a little bit. I might entertain it. Look, this happens everywhere in the National Football League. Quarterback comes in, quarterback's the face of the franchise, quarterback gets held to a different standard. And you're in a locker room with, you know this, Cody. You're in a locker room with a bunch of alphas who think they are the guy. Like, there are no, it's me. I am the guy.
There's no timid guy in any locker room. I'm with you.
So if you come in and you start coddling one individual and you're not holding him to the fire like you hold me to the fire, I'm going to have a problem with that. I'm going to call you out on that. That's just the way the locker room code is. Now, you can say whatever you want. Nathaniel Hackett, in his presser the other day, we listened to him say, this is all about Russ. This is all about, every coach understands their job is tied to their quarterback play.
That's universal. Like, that's not unique to Seattle. The Seahawks went, as good as that defense was, it is a quarterback-driven league. So my issue is this. Listen, I don't begrudge anybody earning a living after they play or even being on a microphone. It's the content that you put out, right? And what bothers me is that right now, for a lot of people that now have access to a microphone, it's not about, let me be entertaining, let me be compelling. It's about, how do I get people to click that button and download it because I said something crazy? It's about clicks. That's all this is about now. It's about, look at me, look at me. I'm going to say something that's so outlandish, I'm going to get attention. Now, if you told me that these guys, that Richard Sherman, KJ Wright, or anybody on that team addressed this while they were on the Seahawks, had a problem with it, and spoke about it, I might feel differently about it. But to come out how many years later and start bitching about that the quarterback was treated different. Guess what, Rich? In every locker room in America, from Pop Warner up to the Pro Bowl, the quarterback is treated differently. Period. Stop.
This was known in Seattle.
Right.
They talked about it. This is something that they talked about. It wasn't like they didn't have these conversations. It's just they didn't handle it like this. And I can talk from experience. A lot of people think that, oh my gosh, Greg is on TV now and he always has something negative to say about Green Bay or Aaron Rodgers. And that is so far from truth. It's only the only time everything is highlighted or spoken about is when it's like, oh, did you hear what he said? Right. I can praise Aaron Rodgers all day. No one cares. Right. No one cares. But the moment I'm constructively critical, it's there he goes again. No, this is who I've always been. Yep. I've always told truth. Richard Sherman, we know he's always spoken truth. Yep. He has no problem saying it to Russ while he's with Russ or about Russ when he's not with Russ. So it's not about trying to get people to click. A lot of these podcasts are out there like that, for sure.
Because there's so many podcasts, all right, other than having a big name. And listen, Richard Sherman's a big name. And just for the record, I adore Richard Sherman. His personal story is very meaningful to me on many levels. He doesn't need to do this. He's smart enough not to do it. He's been around the block enough times not to do it. I think he'd be great on TV, as a matter of fact. And to me, when you start taking shots at guys, not that Russell's defenseless. If he wants to respond, obviously he can. But it's almost like sour grapes to call attention to yourself. And that's the thing I don't like. Like the notion of being a rat. I hate that. The notion of spilling secrets from a locker room that the other guy might not want you to share. I hate that. Mm-hmm. And to me, if I don't respect the guy, and I respect Richard Sherman, to be fair, I don't know KJ Wright at all, so he might be a great guy also. I just don't know him. I don't know a lot about him. You don't need to do this. Like, this is not the way to get attention. You know football better than the majority of people on the planet. Be that guy. Don't be the guy that 10 years after a Super Bowl loss is still, has a list of people that wronged him. Come on. I just think that stinks.
I hear everything.
And by the way, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
The one thing I agree with, Russell Wilson stinks.
Thank you. Thank you. I hear every word you're saying, but they're making fun of Russell Wilson, so I'm on board with all of this.
Now, if he came out and said, I knew his whole career this guy was overrated, I agree. I'm with you on that. I'll ride shotgun on that podcast with you. I got no problem with that. But if you're not going to say it when you played, don't say it after you played. There are guys, I'm not going to name names, Mark Schlereth, who their entire career, I lived in Denver when he played for the Broncos, and the Denver Broncos offensive line had a rule. Now, you know this. You have to talk to the media. It is part of the deal and the collective bargaining agreement that players have to be available 1 day a week to talk to the media. Well, in the John Elway Super Bowl runs, the Denver Broncos offensive line had a pact. They were never going to speak to the media. And there's a fine involved, so they all pitched in, and they paid the fine, but they never spoke to the media. And then as soon as guys retire, they run to the media for a job. That always rankles me a little bit. Sorry. So Richard Sherman, who's a really talented guy, really smart guy, had a great borderline Hall of Fame career, doesn't need to do this. You're better than that, Richard. And what do you gain from it? Right? What's the upside of, hey, Russell Wilson's a prima donna. Hey, Pete Carroll treated him differently. Come on. There are special guys in every team that get treated differently. Is anybody complaining that Bill Parcells treated Lawrence Taylor differently because he was the best player on his team? You accept it because he's special. Go to any football field in America. The quarterback is treated differently.
See, and I don't think that they're complaining about it. I just think
Sounds like it.
No, I just think that's how you're perceiving it.
Wah.
I just think that they're letting it be known that that's what it was. And that's what it's known. Everybody knows the quarterback is going to get treated differently. The quarterback, that's why we love guys like Joe Burrow. That's why you love any quarterback that owns it. Offensive line, receivers alike, because you know it's not going to be, when we hear the color and we hear the call on the games, if you're watching at home as a fan, you typically hear this. Oh, the receiver, he got to be on the same page. The receiver ran the wrong route, or he has to catch that. When your quarterback comes up and you actually see them acknowledge that was on me. Yeah. Because a lot of times that never is what's communicated on the broadcast, but we know that wasn't me, that was you. I need you to let them know that. Well, that would be nice.
You made that point, I think it was from the Monday night game, where someone clearly ran the wrong route.
Absolutely.
Right? It was
Justin Jefferson.
Yes, ran the wrong route.
Yeah.
And Kirk Cousins has to eat that. Oh, another pick from Kirk Cousins, but the reality is he threw the ball where the guy was supposed to. Yeah. Justin ran the wrong route. Listen, it's easy to load up on Russell Wilson. Like, he makes it easy. He's a square guy. He's kind of off-center personality-wise. he got $160 million, which makes a lot of guys envious because he's getting that kind of dough. The offense has stunk. Listen, if Richard came out or anyone came out like I did earlier this week and today, if I give a guy that kind of money, before I start blaming the head coach, I want that guy to take control. Right? That's why I'm paying that guy. So there's plenty of things to criticize him about. Going back in time, I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. But, not everything is negative when it comes to guys talking about the game. I love the Kelce brothers, right? How do you not? Jason and Travis Kelce. Yeah. Well, they do a little podcast, because who doesn't, right? And I'm like the only guy in America that doesn't have a podcast. Do you have a podcast?
No, I don't.
I have.
Yeah, but no one wants to hear you.
I know.
Maybe we could do like the...
He just tucked his head. Oh, I know.
He knows.
You know what?
I mean, I know. It just hurts to hear on national TV.
What's the podcast?
No, doesn't matter anymore. I'm canceling the show.
We're going to get you a podcast at some point, Cody. I promise you. Just give me 6 months. We will get you a podcast. Just real quick, I want to end this segment on an up note. You saw when Derwin James picked Travis Kelce up and kind of AEW, WWE, the body slam?
Yeah.
All right, so Jason asked him about it on their podcast. It's pretty funny. Check this out.
How did it feel when Derwin James absolutely, power bombed the out of you on national television?
Well, it's not my first time getting power bombed, but I made a cut back, and then all of a sudden he is on me like lightning. He surprised the out of me. Lower man always wins in football. When I felt him wrap his arms around my legs, I'm chuckling in my mind. I'm like, this is not about to end well for me right now. I'm going up. What goes up must come down.
See, that's fun. That's fun. Is there in your career a hit that stands out that I should know about, or that was it the time that you had the broken leg? I put the team on my back. Here comes
Put the
Darren
team
Sharper.
on my back, though. Darren Sharper. No, yeah, man. The hardest
hitting safety in the league. But I'm Greg Jennings. I put the team on my back, though.
Yeah, there's always hits. And I love this. I love this. Number one, I never got to play with my brother. I would have loved to be able to share this type of experience with my brother. But this is cool because these are two guys that everyone across the league just loves because they're genuine. And you see them having fun, being impactful on their teams, but also praising other guys. And this right here, anytime in football, if you play football at any level, when your feet are picked up off the ground, it's an oh shoot moment.
No doubt.
Like in midair, you're thinking, oh shoot. Like it's just not a good feeling.
By the way, just to close the gap, did you ever meet the guy that did that video 10 years ago? Like, it's that video. Go to YouTube, just type in Greg Jennings Madden, and you'll see what we're talking about with the broken leg. Let's go inside the mind of Greg Jennings. Did you ever meet the guy?
Before I didn't meet him, but he was down in Miami when I went to Miami, which are my vaulted years, archive years. We don't really talk about it. When I went down to Miami, he reached out and we were trying to link up. It didn't happen, but we did connect through Facebook, social media, which is why I have my social media. So if you're looking to reach out to me, just hit me. No, but it was super cool. My kids, as of the last 2 years, they just saw the video because it has some language in there.
Yeah, I should say, if you're going to watch it, don't do it at work. There are bad words in it for sure. For sure. But it was one of the first videos that literally went viral that connected gaming to actual NFL players.
This is true.
Yeah, it was first. It was ahead of its time. And, no joke. I have a son at my University of Miami, Sonny. And he goes, Dad, Greg on. He goes, you got to ask him about it. Like, generationally, people love this.
That is what makes me who I am. I'm a celebrity guy because of this
I
video.
put the team on my back, though.
Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings. All right, listen, we got lots cooking, including this little thing here. This is what we call the panic button. Is it time to hit it? We'll go city to city and see if the guys think it's time to panic, starting with Baker Mayfield and the Carolina Panthers.
The chef's chicken sandwiches at Panera, freshly prepared with clean ingredients, spark an explosion of the senses. So when you finally taste it, it just confirms this is fantastic. And only at Panera. $0 delivery fee for a limited time.
You're making all the difference out there, kid.
Für Dortmund. Was ist nicht wahr? Our next big American pressure.
Pressure.
So where do you think this pressure is coming from?
Everyone. I'm just here for the mints.
The manager's gonna have faith in you.
So much pressure.
Pressure makes diamonds.
True.
Pulisic! He scores! Incredible!
Buying a home? Then you've got a lot on your mind. Now, rising rates? Phew, it's a lot. But with Rocket, you have an advantage. You can lock your rate for 90 days while you search for a home. If rates rise, yours is safe. But if they fall within 3 years of buying, you can refinance to a new, lower rate with exclusive savings. We'll help you lock it and drop it so you can buy today. That's the Rocket Advantage. Lock your rate today. Call 8336-ROCKET or visit therocketadvantage.com. Psst.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Flonase Sensimus stops your body from overreacting to allergens with a non-drowsy, ultra-lightweight mist. Psst, psst. Flonase, all good.
My active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. Now, Skyrizi helps me get going by treating my skin and joints. Along with significantly clearer skin, Skyrizi helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Skyrizi attaches to and reduces a source of excess inflammation that can lead to skin and joint symptoms. With Skyrizi, 90% clearer skin and less joint pain is possible.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
With Skyrizi, There's nothing like the feeling of improving my skin and joints. And that means everything. Now's the time to talk to your doctor about how Skyrizi can help treat your psoriatic arthritis so you can get going. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Finding the perfect developer isn't easy. But at Upwork, we found her. She's in Prague, between the ideal cup of coffee and a truly impressive synthesizer collection. And you can find her right now on Upwork.com. When the world is your workforce, finding the perfect project manager, designer, developer, or whomever you may need tends to fall right into place. Find top-rated talent who can start today on Upwork.com.
Aaron Judge looks to continue his magical season as he goes for the AL home run record. Red Sox, Yankees, tonight at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
Hey there. Peacock's now streaming your favorite NBC and Bravo shows. So...
I'm all yours.
Okay, bring in the rest. The rest? Masterpiece. That's fun. You're welcome.
So what are we watching? I have no idea what you're saying.
NBC, Bravo, and so much more. All in one place. Streaming on Peacock.
No movement since yesterday? No movement since yesterday.
These days, we're all investors, trying to be smart with our money despite our worst impulses. But at iShares, we believe that deep down inside of every investor is a better investor, one that's just waiting to be let out. Explore iShares ETFs and insights and let your best investor out.
Visit iShares.com to view a prospectus, which includes investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information that you should read and consider carefully before investing. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal.
Well, nobody expected the Carolina Panthers to be 0-2 except everybody that lives in Carolina. Welcome back. It's the Carton Show on FS1. I only say that because under Matt Rule, they are always 0-2. That's pretty much what they do. He's 10-25 as the Panthers head coach. They've started 0-2 in 2 of their 3 seasons. They're 0-2 for the 3rd time in 4 seasons, but they have a quarterback that they believe in. It's not Sam Darnold. It's not Cam Newton. It's Baker Mayfield, the guy that they thought was going to be good enough to take a Matt Rule team at least into December playing relevant games and possibly, fingers crossed, going to a playoff as a wild card team, if not a division winner. So Baker Mayfield sitting there at 0-2, and to be fair, they could easily be 2-0. Right, very close game against the Giants last week, and they lost on a near 60-yard field goal in week 1. So Baker Mayfield, is it time to panic?
The no panic mindset comes from the fact that we are just now going into our first division game, and so these are always a little bit more important when it comes to look at the big picture for playoff race at the end of the year. Obviously, we're singular focused on one game at a time, but this is an extremely important game with it being the first division one, and so nobody's hitting the panic button yet. It also helps that we've lost it by a total of 5 points. So fix our own mistakes and just play the game at hand and just correct it.
Yeah, look, before we get to the other teams that are in a similar spot, he's right about that. They're not being blown out. There's not a lack of compete. They lost on a 57-yard field goal in week 1. And to be fair, the offense was not very good against the New York Giants in week 2, but they've been in both games. Now, I know that's, you don't get anything. There's no consolation prize for, hey, buddy, you almost won. The key word, in my opinion, and what Baker just said there was, it's not time to panic yet, meaning there's going to be a time to panic. It's just a matter of when. But what do you see when you look at the Carolina Panthers, knowing that this is Matt Rule's last shot? He's already been linked to the Arizona State job. If things don't work out for him here, you've got an embattled quarterback that a lot of people don't believe in. You've got a running back that's all world who's not put up the numbers 2 weeks in that you want him to. Where are we with Carolina?
Well, is this my opportunity to use or not use the panic button?
Well, I guess if we're going to do it, do you want to test it out first? Let's make sure it even works.
I'm sure it works.
Go ahead.
I'm sure it works. So I will tell you, you know what? When we're talking about the Panthers,
yes.
We got to panic.
Yeah.
We got to. Are you seriously telling me that you're going to trust Matt Rule, who last year started out 3-0, had us all fooled?
Right.
and then plummeted the rest of the season. This year, it just doesn't look good. Christian McCaffrey doesn't look quite the same. I don't think they're going to have enough explosive plays. Defensively, I thought they were going to be even more stout. And you got Baker, who I do like.
Yep.
But he's not going to be the guy that I'm going to call on and say, hey, I need somebody to win me a game. Where's Baker Mayfield? No. I'm sorry. So I'm panicking. They're in the division with Tom Brady. And my Super Bowl pick that I'm starting to panic on.
Who's that?
New Orleans Saints to make it to the Super Bowl. Not my Super Bowl champion, but I'm kind of panicking on that a little bit.
Do you watch football?
This was that premature, too soon to pick, before any games were played. Who do you have going to the Super Bowl?
Like, you know who their quarterback is, right? Like, what were you thinking?
He saw the LASIK surgery.
Like, do you have a twin that we don't know about?
Yeah.
Is the real Greg Jennings at home going, you're embarrassing the family?
I was, you know how my elbows are really my knees, and you know my shoulders are really my hips.
Like what Jameis said.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second.
Please.
No, that's Greg Jennings. That's Greg Jennings. I checked with the Saints. Like, we just ripped Richard Sherman for having bad cold takes for attention. No wonder you're on First Things First every other day. What are we doing? The Saints, I'm safe for the next month.
Can we stay on topic? This is not about my Super Bowl. I should have never mentioned that.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. I agree.
All right. Oh, that's the best thing that ever happened. I can say anything I want now. By the way, who was your AFC pick? God, the Browns?
No, the Bills.
Oh, okay. So he went chalk there. All right, let's talk about an AFC team. We've hinted at the Bengals already a lot today. They do play the Jets on Sunday. 0-2. I don't believe it's a Super Bowl hangover. I don't buy into that with this team. Bad offensive line, on pace to give up over 100-plus sacks of Joe Burrow. They are not protecting him, and because of that, Jamar Chase's numbers are down. They, though, even with that bad offensive line, should have won Week 1. McPherson gets the extra point blocked. That would have won the game for him. And then, of course, Week 2, they go to Dallas. They come all the way back after having a bad first half. They tie the game late, and then defensively, and that's not getting a lot of attention because of the offensive line. They let Cooper Rush go right down the field, field goal, bang, you're 0-2. Is it time to panic in Cincinnati?
No. It is not time to panic in Cincinnati, and the reason why it's not time to panic in Cincinnati is because all of the points you just made. Look at their division. You don't see any runaway favorites there right now.
No, you don't.
And they're 0-2. They're sitting their best when Joe Burrow has time and they're able to make big explosive plays through Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and supporting cast. They haven't been able to do that. If they can find a way to protect Joe Burrow, they've been trying to find a way to protect Joe Burrow since last year. If they do that, this team is right in the thick of it. They'll be just fine. And might I mention, Cody, who they play this weekend?
Who's that?
They play the New York Jets.
Oh, that's not even a football team.
And I didn't think it was either until
sad.
I got here and saw somebody talking about them over, the last week.
None of this. The New York Jets have a better record than the Bengals do. And last year, a quarterback that nobody ever heard of, Mike White, beat Cincinnati. So zip it with that. The Las Vegas Raiders. You broke it, I think. I think. Well, we know where Cody stands.
Yeah, I'm with Cody, so we don't even have to.
Okay. Yeah, 0-2. They blow a 20-0 halftime lead. It is a you-know-what show in Las Vegas. And that's too bad because they had huge expectations off of a playoff berth last year, change of head coach. But you got Derek Carr, and I wonder, 2 weeks in, is Devontae saying, I made a big mistake?
I don't think he's saying he made a big mistake because I think they still believe. I just don't believe. So I'm panicking with you. And if I don't believe, Raiders fans don't believe, then it's panic city in Las Vegas. For me, it's just their division. You can't get behind. This is
too tough.
This is a tough division. It's not like the
I'll stop you there because
AFC North.
The great comparison is what you said about Cincinnati.
Absolutely.
Right. They win if they beat the Jets. Worst case, they're a game out of first place.
Correct. That is not
the
case.
entire division still.
You don't have the Chiefs looming in your division in the AFC North. The Raiders do, and they're in trouble.
Oh, I know. Thank you.
All right, let me give you one more team. We've talked about this team a lot because of the sideline decisions by the coach, the new quarterback. The Denver Broncos, amazingly, they rank 7th right now in the NFL in total offense, but 24th in actual scoring offense. They are 1-1. They're averaging 16 points a game. Is it time for people to panic in Denver?
Yes. You got to panic in Denver. Yes. You got to panic in Denver. They're in the same division as your Raiders, and with the same problem in front of them, Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes with the Kansas City Chiefs. But for me, it just doesn't look good when you talk about the chemistry and the rapport between Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson. It hasn't worked. I'm not saying it can't work.
It's only 2 games.
But this season probably will be a season where they're ironing all that out.
Let me ask you this. If you could go back in time, if the Denver Broncos don't fumble twice on the 1-yard line and they beat Seattle, even if it's ugly, but they beat Seattle and they're sitting there 2-0, are people saying the same thing about Denver today?
They're not.
Still concerned?
No, because win covers all of these
Right.
things. That's what wins do.
And those 2 fumbles have nothing to do with Russell Wilson and nothing to do with Nathaniel Hackett.
Until they lose.
Exactly. I agree, 100%. Speaking of Hackett, Matt LaFleur had a quick thought on the situation with Hackett. Listen to this.
You know, I got all the confidence in the world that he's going to do a great job. And I don't know necessarily all the nuts and bolts of details to what you're talking about, but, you know, it's important that you lean on other people as well. And but I got a lot of confidence in him, not only as a coach, but he's super organized and he'll figure it out, no doubt about it. So everybody needs to stop hitting that panic button down there.
Stop hitting that panic button. He's talking to you and you too. I love that. That's called friendship. That's called loyalty. And that's a guy going, look, I've been there. I know what it's like. You know, you're new. You know, you're trying to feel out. It's a lot for a guy not to make excuses. You know, to make a decision. Bang, 80,000 people screaming. You know, 2 million people watching on TV, and it doesn't go the right way. But I appreciate Matt LaFleur. That is a solid friend. Much more football coming up, including what New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll thinks about the nemesis of the New York Giants on Monday night, and that's number 11 with the Dallas Cowboys right after this.
How does Popeye's chicken sandwich get so crunchy, juicy, and tasty? We make everything with love. Make your taste buds dance for $4.49.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. There's a highway that stretches across the 93 days of summer, where worship isn't offered to the sun, but to the smoking tire, and where the lines being blurred are the ones between drivers and demons.
Send no blitz. Send no blitz.
Start playing and never stop playing. You get the most from the game when you're having fun.
There's no way, Chowder. Yo, you gotta be kidding me.
Downright amazing.
Unbelievable.
That is what you call a wicked shot.
Rack 'em up, Chi-Town.
Old Trapper Beefs. One-upping.
I love Old Trapper. I love how tender it is. Don't forget the wood smoke flavor. Savory beef. Quality ingredients. I'm their biggest fan.
Old Trapper. What's your beef?
Pacifico is a crisp golden lager, brewed for those who know. It's what's behind a label that matters.
I'm a Vegas hotel. I know what you're thinking. It's cool. I don't want anything long-term either. Just a few nights of fun. I'm looking for someone who will let loose, dress up a little, see a show, order the steak and the lobster. Some people say I'm excessive, but who cares? I just want to enjoy some late nights and some very late checkouts. Think you can keep up?
When safe drivers save for not answering their phone while driving, they feel like a big deal.
Did you get the ice?
Even if they forgot the ice. Save up to 30% on auto insurance with USAA Safe Pilot. Get a quote today.
When you're waiting
for a kiss. 1 second can feel like forever. Freshen up and make a move. No more waiting, just kissing.
She was supposed to be the one.
I used to believe in the one. And then I realized there's plenty of savings in the sea.
What?
Amazon has daily deals, so every day is a chance to meet the deal that catches your eye, that shakes your soul, that changes your destiny. I'm gonna go check on those tater tots.
Learn all the ways to save with Amazon.
Aaron Judge looks to continue his magical season.
That is a monster shot!
As he chases history and goes for the AL home run record. Red Sox, Yankees, tonight at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
Let's dive in, guys.
Mornings OG. It's Skip Drip Bayless.
I am a living legend.
He came to play Shannon Shay Show.
Get off my property.
Who was the greatest debater of all time? Always right, never wrong, undisputed.
Car wrecks don't keep regular business hours, and neither do we. If you've been hurt in a car wreck after 5 p.m., don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. At Lerner & Rowe, we're your 24/7 injury attorneys.
Call 222-2222.
Now handling CPAP cases.
No matter how you've been injured, Brisman, and Greenberg will fight the insurance company for you, leveling the playing field so you receive the compensation you deserve.
I had a bad accident. I was scared and I didn't know what was going to happen. But Brisman, and Greenberg took really good care of me. They're the kind of attorneys that you want on your side.
From auto and truck claims to slip and falls and defective products, we will be there for you.
312-600-4444. Car wrecks don't keep regular business hours, and neither do we. If you've been hurt in a car wreck after 5 p.m., don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. At Lerner & Rowe, we're your 24/7 injury attorneys.
Call 222-2222.
Now handling Zentak cases.
Thursday Night Football tonight, a battle for first place, AFC North, and we have a few days we got to wait for the big NFC East matchup, which is going to be Monday Night Football, the undefeated first place New York Giants, and of course, the 1-1, still alive, Dallas Cowboys, maybe the last week of Cooper Rush. And what we've learned from the Dallas Cowboys this year, and we knew it going in, is that Micah Parsons is a bad man. Arguably the best defensive player in the entire league right now. And if you're Brian Daboll, the head coach of the New York Giants, that's the only guy that you are worrying about when you try to get a couple hours of shut-eye, and he pretty much said that. Check it out.
What have you observed about Micah Parsons?
He's a problem. He's a dynamic football player. He can play multiple spots. He does. You'll see him at linebacker. You'll see him at defensive end. He has rare pass rush ability. We're going to have a good plan for him. He's fun to watch when you're not getting ready to play him. I'll give him that compliment. I mean, he just does things that are pretty impressive on the football field.
Yeah, I mean, there's no game plan for a talent like that because it's a rare talent. And you can see by his facial expressions, he has had sleepless nights worrying about it because he watched the tape of Dallas and Cincinnati, and Micah was in the backfield more than the Bengals running backs.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing that you can do to plan for a guy like Micah Parsons. Because if you're trying to block him with your tackles, he's too quick, he's too fast. If you're trying to help with the running backs,
like chip him,
he's too big and too physical. It doesn't matter what you do with this, he is going to at some point find a way to get to that quarterback. He just has a knack for it. It is impressive what he has done. And as we all just visually seen, Brian Daboll, even with him praising him, he was thinking about, I really don't know.
Look, the Giants are 2-0, and this is a midweek press conference, and the game is not till Monday. And you just see on his face, we have, what? Who? Now, the Giants might have the best left tackle in football right now, but their offensive line has also not been great. Daniel Jones has been pressured more than any quarterback in the league. That includes Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. He hasn't been sacked as much, but he's been pressured more than any other quarterback. And the one thing we know thus far in Jones's career is that he is willing to make a mistake. he's willing to give the defense the ball. So it's going to be very interesting there, knowing that the Cowboy defense is probably the strength of their team right now, and Daniel Jones is a turnover machine historically. So for Monday night, I'm looking forward to that. But, worrying about Micah is not the Giants' biggest problem today. Today, it's handling personalities because Kenny Galladay didn't play last week, essentially. And the Giants said, well, he wasn't in the game plan. And Kenny, rightfully so, said, well, I think I'm the best receiver here. I should always be in the game plan. And when the Giants came to him before the media got there, because he was ticked off, he should be ticked off. He didn't play. Yesterday, Kenny did speak to the media, and this is how it went.
Do you think you should be earning more playing time because you're putting the time in and out there?
I should be playing regardless.
Bottom line, if you are not going to play, do you want to be here? If you are not, if this is going to be your playing time, do you want to be here?
We're not going to get into all that right now. But we're going into week 3. We're going to see how it goes. It's a lot of football left.
All right, so I respect that part because the New York media set him up there to say, if I ain't going to play, I want out. And then, of course, the headline's going to be Galladay demands trade, or he's a bad guy in the locker room. So I think that's a respectful and mature thing to say. Look, he didn't say I want out. He said I want to play. Now, to be fair, a year ago, before last season, he got the bag. He was the #1 free agent wide receiver in all football. Giant fans were thrilled that they got him, and he gave him a lot of money. Since he became a New York Giant, he has now played essentially a full season. He has played in 16 games. He has earned $35.9 million. So if you break it out, Kenny Galladay has gotten $1 million a game to be a New York Giant, and he's not in the game plan. And pardon me, that's $1 million, essentially $1 million per catch. Not per game. My apologies, it's per catch, which is even crazier than per game, meaning they have not found a way to make him a vital part of their offense, and that's going south quick.
Which blows my mind.
Yeah.
When you look at what he was able to do in Detroit with Matthew Stafford, and if we just take away the rest of the field and focus on the red zone, he has to be a part of your game plan. His size alone, his ability to go up and make plays and get the ball out of the air, contested catches, 50-50 balls, it blows me away that he's not even involved. But this just looked bad from the start, and it really is a sign of a quarterback, in my opinion, that just doesn't know how to use his guys.
I'll disagree a little bit on that because the rhetoric that has come out of Giant camp and Giant practices, and this is a shot at Kenny. This is not coming from me. This is what the reporters are saying, what the kind of rumors are, is that the coaching staff doesn't trust him, that he's not putting in the work, that he doesn't know the routes, and he's just going out there and he's relying on his ability and the fact that he's a veteran, he knows how to get open. So the issue is that he's not where he's supposed to be on the field, so they don't trust him. The other part of it is people have to remember, Joe Shane, the general manager of the Giants, and Brian Daboll, he's not their guy. They didn't bring him in here. They didn't decide to give him the type of money he got. There's no loyalty to him. They don't give a rat's rear end about him because he's not their guy. As they rebuild the Giants over the next couple of years, they're going to bring in their guys. And unfortunately for Kenny, he's not going to be there for that.
Yeah, but you're paying this man a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Just to stand there and say, hey, you need me? You don't need me?
Yeah, but we do the same with Cody.
You guys get paid for this show? That's a thing?
I will say this. Kadarius Toney, who's a young stud on the Giants who can't stay healthy or stay on the field, just to show you the difference in what happens when you get paid versus when you want to get paid. He was asked, I think this was actually last week, same deal. He wasn't targeted at all. I think he had 1 or 2 touches in the entire game against Tennessee. And the reporters set him up. Same exact setup. Hey, you ticked off. You only got 2 touches. And Kadarius Toney, to his credit, who's not yet proven he's a mature guy in the NFL, in New York at least, said, hey, wait a minute. We won the game. What do I care if I got 2 touches? My team won the game. I'll get plenty of touches. That's the answer.
It is the answer. It's the politically correct answer, but he's still frustrated. He wants the ball. We all know him and have identified him as a player in this league. Like, if he can stay healthy, you mentioned that, and he understands the schemes and the routes and all of that, which I will say, Brian Dable, if they're asked to do anything that they asked me to do when he was trying me out coming out of Western Michigan, that playbook is extensive.
Why? What happened when they tried you out?
50 minutes straight, myself alone, and he and head coach of the
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels are there training me, working me out, and they have me running all sorts of routes that I'm like, these aren't even routes. These are makeup, magical, mythical routes. And then I started watching the Patriots, and Tom Brady is sitting back there, and he's waiting on Wes Welker. He's waiting on Troy and all the other guys. And they're running these crazy routes. But you have to be mentally locked in. So if that is the case, going back to Kenny Galladay.
That's the claim. I'm not there to say
if that is the case, then I can respect that. I can respect that.
Listen, when you're a new coach in the NFL and you're trying to build something, and I hate the word culture. I think it's the most overused word now in team sports. We're trying to redo the culture, win games. The culture gets good really quick. It's like leadership, right? Oh, this team lacks leadership. Yeah, because they suck, right? When all of a sudden a really good team, it's a locker room full of leaders, right? The culture is great. It ain't about culture. It's about, is that guy where he's supposed to be? And as a new head coach who had nothing to do with bringing you to this team, can I trust you? I've got a quarterback that I'm trying to figure out, can he play or can he play? I can't have my best, highest paid wide receiver doing things he's not supposed to do on the field. That being said, at least Galladay didn't say, I want out. I'll give him that.
This is true.
But it's also, when you have $36 million in the bank,
No. It doesn't work like that. I'm not going to let you get that.
It worked for me.
It doesn't work like that. No, because the narrative a lot of times is that when guys get paid, they check out. No, you want to prove that I'm well deserving of what they decided to pay me. Yes.
That second contract validates you. And then you got the money.
So the Carton show right now, do you want to prove that being in this slot, it's working out, and you are going to do any and everything that you possibly can to hold down this and to make sure ratings are as high as they can be?
Well, I mean, you guys are here, but yes.
Now, if they just said, Carton, it doesn't matter about all of that.
Yeah.
That would bother you, correct?
It would not feed my work ethic.
There we go.
I would say I'm working for the wrong company.
If they
didn't care about success, if they didn't care about incremental improvement, then I would say I'm going to take your money until you stop paying me, probably, but I can't work for you.
There you go.
You guys aren't saying that, are you? Just checking, because I still drove myself to work today. And by the way, it was early in the morning. Anyway, another quarterback that's trying to figure himself out and how to react to the fan base and the owner and his former and his current players is Justin Fields in Chicago. And I think he figured this one out. We'll explain right after this.
Is that KFC's two-piece drum and thigh combo?
Yep.
Is it juicy?
Uh-huh.
Is it creamy?
You know it.
Is it flaky?
Yes.
And it's only $6? That's a real steal of a meal. Wink. KFC's two-piece drum and thigh combo is just $6.
With the Home Depot's lowest prices of the season, it's time to take your bath from start to tiled, to installed, to sealed, to finished. Shop our biggest bath savings of the season right now at the Home Depot.
Yes. I'll get you the file.
Sounds intense.
Clients. What do you do?
Retired?
Tech?
Nah, Army.
Huh. Check your spam folder.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose, provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. Be wise all. Take Zysol at night.
Your avocado toast.
Ew. Ew. When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles, it matters where you stay. Yum. Enjoy. Thank you. Hampton by Hilton. Hilton. for the stay.
No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees are another reason banking with Capital One is an even easier decision than this.
We need a clutch hit. Derek. Jeter.
Hang in there, rookie.
Yep, even easier than that. What's in your wallet?
Fiverr freelancers help me with product design. Just always simple and easy. I log on, I tell them what I need, and I get it delivered. Your turn. Get started on Fiverr today.
How do you show them that you care?
When I haven't heard from him in a while, constant contact automatically sends a text.
You know, I've never had a relationship with a gardener like this.
Actually, landscape architect.
Oh, wow.
If you watch football on TV, you need Fubo TV. The most college football you can get without cable. Stream up to 4 games at once with Multiview. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Your mission, stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis or active psoriatic arthritis and take it on with Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that tackles pain, stiffness, swelling. For some, Rinvoq significantly reduces RA and PSA fatigue. It can stop irreversible joint damage. And Rinvoq can leave skin clear or almost clear in PSA. That's Rinvoq Relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Ask your rheumatologist about Rinvoq Relief. Rinvoq. Make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
I'm here at home with Officers Martinez and Endicott. They tell me Simply Safe's advanced pro monitoring with video verification helps them get there lightning fast. It's unsurpassed protection for less than $1 a day. Only from Simply Safe.
You know, it says out of workshop for a reason.
So sorry to bother you, boss, but they moved the World Cup to the holidays.
Wait, like the actual World Cup?
It's a big deal.
Yeah, but that's my time to shine. Get Blitzen on the phone. I got to get back up there right now. I gotta go.
A little Big Noon Saturday, sure. Start Saturday strong with America's #1 game window, Big Noon Saturday on Fox. This weekend, Jim Harbaugh's 4th-ranked Wolverines look to unleash their offensive attack against a bunch of turtles, the Terps from Maryland. The Big Noon kickoff pregame show will be live from the Big House at 10 a.m. And then it's Maryland, Michigan, Saturday at noon Eastern on Fox. It's the Carton Show. Welcome back. Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer Greg Jennings, professional baseball player Cody Decker.
Yes.
Why are you smiling like the cat that ate the canary? What's going on?
Because last segment we talked a little bit about the Giants, and I noticed something when we were playing a clip about Dable, and here's the thing that I don't understand. Why? I know you're a New York fan, you're a New York guy, you're Mr. New York.
Yeah.
Why do you look like every head coach in New York football?
I don't.
You look identical. Look at that. That is the same person. If I gave you a fake Civil War beard, you would be the same exact man.
I look like Robert Saleh.
You do look like Robert Saleh.
Look like...
Well, maybe a little hefty. You got to put on a couple of pounds, maybe. That's not a knock. It's just a fact.
Listen, I look like Robert Saleh, not like Chubb Rock. All right? Okay?
All right.
Treat him right.
Just
that's all I got to say.
Photos next to each other is all I'm saying.
I know what that means. Tomorrow I'm going to have a fake beard here. I already know. I know. They're going to dress me up.
Is it somewhere down here where you pulled out the stethoscope?
You apparently have a doctor costume down there.
Right. I don't have it, but I know I'm going to be dressed up like a Civil War soldier tomorrow. Listen, I told you guys earlier this week that Justin Fields is a really good kid. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's not one of these guys that says stuff that causes him problems. And listen, when you lose in the NFL, it stinks. Like you know that. And unfortunately, Justin made a small mistake at his press conference after they lost to Green Bay. I don't know if we have that. You guys want to show what Justin said after the game? Do we have that or no? All right, so I'll tell you what he said. He basically said this, and he was asked about the fans booing him. He goes, look, the fans don't play. Like, the fans don't work hard. My guys work hard. And there's one little line, and Chicago Bear fans went bat bleep crazy about it. And I tried to defend Justin on the show. Yeah, he made a mistake. It's not, hang him from the gallows type of mistake. Mm-hmm. He made a mistake. And because of the Bears' performance, you had fans reacting the way I knew they would. Here's a Chicago Bears fan that his whole life is Chicago, and this is why you don't take a shot at your fan base. Well, look at this fan right here. Check this out. We're not going to show
thing
you
that I said on Sunday
are we? Time out. There it is. Show it. Play it.
Whoa, what about the wristbands? You act like they finna throw you in a game to save the last couple of points for you.
Would you leave me alone? Would you leave me alone?
You don't even cry for me like this.
I've only known you for 2 months. This has been my team for 22 years. Yeah. Win, lose, or draw. This is where I'm at. Get out. Get out.
Get out. Go home. Get out. That is a diehard Bears fan who is head to toe. He had the hat on. He had the scarf on.
He's wearing a Letterman's jacket.
Yeah, and the best line there is, I've known you 2 months. I've rooted for them for 21 years. I'm on the team. Anyway, excuse me. Anyway, I apologize. I apologize, but gas is a big thing in broadcasting these days. All right. At least it came out of my mouth, okay? Here's the deal. He recognized videos like that. And I'm sure he's hearing it on sports talk radio in Chicago. Who are you, Justin Fields, to take a shot at the fans? So, I told you he's a good kid. Mm-hmm. He walked it back. Check this out.
Thing that I said on Sunday after the game where I said, the fans don't put in work. And when I was, first off, I was frustrated after the game. What I meant by that was I'm talking about work, regarding the game on Sunday, winning the game. I don't know any fans. I don't know what they're doing in their personal lives. And I respect every fan that we have. I'm, glad that we have fans. So, I would never disrespect, anybody on what they do or what they love to do.
Yeah, it's almost sad that he was put in the position where, the team, I'm sure, came to him and said, listen, kid, the fans are pretty ticked off. They're overreacting to what you said, but you have a choice now. You can just let it die on the vine, which eventually it will, or you can address it. In my opinion, for a young quarterback who has not yet proven that he is a franchise quarterback, despite a really good second half in week 1, and then, of course, the whole team stunk against Green Bay last week, I think they did the right thing. Because if you don't address it, as silly as it is, and he meant nothing by it, if you let it live, it'll live. And if you come out and play poorly in week 3 and week 4, the fans are going to come back around and they're going to beat you up on that.
Yeah, and this is why I like it. This is their guy. He's their franchise player for years to come. They hope
so, yeah.
And the fans are going to get behind him. They've already gotten behind him, and he made a mistake. He's a young player. Like you mentioned, he's a great kid, but you can't do that. But what he did in owning it, as a fan, you let it go now.
Yeah, that's it.
Let it go.
Yeah, listen, I'm sure there's going to be some rogue fans like, I don't care. No, that kid did the right thing. He's a classy guy. And if I'm a Chicago Bear fan, I'm not worried about that anymore. I got to go try to win a football game, right? I got to go try to win a football game. I am in first place right now. And I want to enjoy that and embrace it. And again, who knows? It's a weird year maybe in the NFL this year. Maybe a team like the Chicago Bears stays alive. I don't know. Maybe the Green Bay Packers aren't going to dominate the division. Maybe it's going to come down to the Bears and the Lions in December in a game that matters. And maybe it won't.
Maybe it won't.
It won't.
Maybe it won't.
I mean, does it always have to be Green Bay with you? Does it always have to be Green Bay in this division?
No,
Tampa
I didn't
in that division?
I'm not even
Come
picking
on.
Green Bay to win the division.
Who are you picking?
And oh my gosh.
Minnesota, right?
I'm picking Minnesota to win.
All right. Well, I respect that. I mean, Minnesota, if Kirk Cousins doesn't play on Monday nights, they very well might.
Let me check
win
their
the division.
schedule really quick.
Yeah,
see
I'll
if
tell you right now, if I'm a Viking fan, I went back to the schedule and said, all right, how many more primetime games do we have? We better start stacking W's before we get to the primetime game. Yeah, I've referenced a few times today teams like the Bears, teams like the Lions, Miami, Jacksonville, Cleveland. These teams, maybe not Pittsburgh for sure, because they've had a great run. They've never been under 500 with Mike Tomlin. But it's fun for me as a fan because the more teams that are alive, playing relevant games, who have a stake in maybe I can win a division, maybe I can be a wild card, it just makes it better for us. And as a Jet fan, I will mock the Jets all day and night. They're not going to win the division. The Bills are the class of the East. I will see where Miami is because they play each other this weekend. But when you get a win early, it keeps the season alive, as silly as that might sound. So, yeah, if I'm a Chicago Bear fan and I'm 1-1, I want my quarterback to say the right things, but more importantly, go out there and go 2-1. Stay in first place. Give me the hope that
there we go.
Thanksgiving rolls around, you're playing a game that means something.
That's all you want.
Right?
Is hope. You can sell hope if you still are alive. You can't sell hope for your future if your future is destroyed by losing in the first 4 weeks of the season. In the Chicago Bears, the New York Jets, all these teams,
the Giants,
the Giants, the Jags, the Lions, all these teams that have always been considered the bottom of the barrel, they have a chance. And it gives us, like you said, a lot to talk about, but it's parity across the league. And it just makes for better football to be viewed by millions of fans on every single Sunday.
Yeah, because I think when you take stock, and again, we'll probably change this week to week to week, how many dominant teams are there? The Bills are dominant. The Kansas City Chiefs are dominant. Where's the list? Right?
It pretty much stops there.
Right. The list after that, I mean, there's teams that are very good.
Very good teams.
Yeah, there are teams that I think you could, not even pencil and pen in right now. They're going to be playing football in mid-January. I think we could probably agree on half those teams.
Your adopted
right
Eagles.
Now. The Eagles, I hate. I got to respect it. Listen,
your kids are half Philly out there.
My kids are half Philly, yes, but that doesn't mean I love them. Listen, they know. I've got 4 of them. 2 of them went my way, 2 went the other way. Listen, that's why you have more kids, because you get it right at some point. Yeah, listen, even Philadelphia, now they've won a Super Bowl, too recent for my liking, but it's just because there's not a lot of games. And because we are so vested in the outcome of these games, like if I'm in Cincinnati, was last year my last crack at it? Am I going to go 25 years until I have another crack at a Super Bowl? Because that's how long it's been for them, right? So winning games early keeps the fan base kind of at bay. Because as fans, we stink. Let's be honest about it, right? If you don't win, we're on you. If you do win, we're waiting in line at a Walmart for your autograph.
This is true.
And that's why I love the fact when I came in today, it dawned on me, I know it's only 2 weeks, but the Jaguars and the Browns are in first place. When has that ever been the case in the history of the NFL at the same time? I don't think it's ever happened.
I don't know, and the Jags have a really good shot.
Stop it.
No,
wait.
Wait.
Saints to go to the Super Bowl.
Hold
You're
on.
better than that, Craig.
Come on.
In that division,
yeah.
Who do you have?
That division stinks.
It is bad.
That division.
That's all I'm saying.
They should almost annex that division out of the league. Right. To be fair, right? If you're Frank Reich and the Colts.
We thought the Colts were the team that was going to run away with the division.
Right. Ooh, we got Matt Ryan, another washed-up veteran quarterback to lead us nowhere. Like, they got shut out by the Jaguars. And I will say this, as much as I like having teams that normally aren't in it, I also do get joy out of other people's pain. I do. I think that's called Munchausen syndrome, and I'm a muncher. I love it. You give me another city that has had success, and they're not having any, I sit down and I can eat a bowl of Cheerios just watching the panic set in, listening to the fan base going crazy. I do get joy out of other people's pain.
You're basically experiencing what everyone else in the country experiences about New York every single year. If something goes bad with New York.
Except I'll say this. See, as a born and raised New Yorker, we believe that, A, we're better than everybody else. We're not. We also believe that we are the greatest sports town in all of America. It is the single biggest bunch of crap. The biggest fallacy in this country is not whether or not aliens built the pyramids. It's not. or the Freemasons designed D.C. so they can make an escape when World War III happened. The biggest fallacy in our country's history is that New York is the greatest sports town in America, and I'm a diehard, born and raised New Yorker. We're not. I'm sorry to say that, but we're not.
What is the greatest sports town?
It doesn't exist. There's no such thing. No such thing. But I could sit down with you. Maybe later we'll do a little reading time in my office. You'll sit on my lap and I'll read you the story.
No, I will not. I'm not going to even let you keep going. I'm not going to sit on your lap.
Okay, I'll just sit on your lap.
No, that's not going to happen either.
I'll just sit here. I'll just come in here.
No, it's okay.
It'll be like story time with Greg and Craig. Once upon a time, New York thought it had the best basketball players in America. But the Knicks haven't been to the playoffs in 35 years. This is pretty much true. Story time is coming up because I like that bit. And if not his lap, I'll just sit on Cody's lap.
There you go.
There you go.
I have to say yes.
Much more football coming up. And if you want to talk about the love between two grown men, that's happening in Buffalo right now. And it's a little icky. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's coming up right after this.
Isn't it time you realized the farther you go, the better it gets? Secured a campsite that doesn't require reservations? Found out the only way to dive in is head first. And realized that even out here, you're never alone. Discover what true adventure really means with the most awarded SUV brand.
Shop and buy online with Jeep eShop. And now during Jeep Adventure Days, get 0% financing for 72 months or $1,000 bonus cash allowance on the 2022 Jeep Gladiator.
Arby's, 2 for $7. Every day, euros. Arby's with that great technique. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meats.
Send no blitz. Send no blitz.
When I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
Start playing and never stop playing. You get the most from the game when you're having fun.
It's not about how fast you run. It's about how well you slow down. Corona Premier. Lower carbs, lower calories. Is your light beer Premier?
When safe drivers save for not answering their phone while driving, they feel like a big deal.
Did you get the ice?
Even if they forgot the ice. Save up to 30% on auto insurance with USAA Safe Pilot. Get a quote today.
When you're traveling with 3 kids and pretty much everything they own,
Hi, guys. Welcome.
it matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
So, we're getting that house we told you guys about.
You're buying a house?
Yeah. Soldiers get VA loan guarantees.
Yeah, no money down. Well, my office gives us free bagels.
That's cool.
Trick or treat! Kit Kat, Reese's!
Oh, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
Think Dad's searching doggy diet plans for Josie? No, he's switching his choice cashback category to home improvement, so he earns more on a new doggy door. Extra large.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded.
New Astapro Allergy. No allergy spray is faster. With the speed of Astapro, almost nothing can slow you down. Because Astapro starts working in 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take hours. And Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free allergy spray. Now without a prescription. Astapro and go.
It might be the last time we ever see Aaron Rodgers against Tom Brady.
2 of the best ever to play the game.
I hope it's an absolute fireworks.
The NFL, Sunday on Fox.
Aaron Judge looks to continue his magical season as he goes for the AL home run record. Red Sox, Yankees, tonight at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
Does it get better than never getting lost? Does it get better than not parallel parking yourself?
Alexa, ask Smart Feed to feed the dog.
Does it get better than feeding your dog from 50 miles away? Yes, it does. At Buick, we see a future that's even better. Because the life-enhancing innovations you've never even dreamed of, Buick is dreaming of them every day.
Every shelter pet deserves a second chance. And you're making it possible for thousands of them every day. Because every time you feed your pet Hills, you help feed a shelter pet. Which helps make them healthy and happy and more adoptable. Changing their life forever so they can change yours. Science did that.
Hi, we're back. It is the Carton Show. Great having you here, Craig Carton, Greg Jennings, and Cody Decker. You know, we've talked a lot today about the relationship between quarterbacks and wide receivers, knowing where a guy's supposed to be, putting the homework in. Tom Brady had the day off yesterday, but as a great leader, what did he do? He showed up at Camp Y. You've got Cole Beasley that's new there, trying to perfect an offense that has not been, kicking on all cylinders just yet. Great leadership. That's the kind of thing we like to see. But Cole Beasley and Tom Brady are not the only quarterback-wide receiver tandem that we're concerned about. The one in Buffalo is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
and that's
special.
Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, and it's so good. By the way, if you go back and think about the way Stephon got to Buffalo, I would say the Vikings and the Bills are both pretty happy with how that trade turned out, right?
Absolutely.
That's one of those rare times where A, there's an NFL trade, and B, both teams got a guy that has worked out. So I just put that out there in the ether anyway. Stephon Diggs spoke candidly about how much he adores his quarterback. Like family. That's my guy. Trying to get him some Christmas cards. That's somebody I felt like, damn, and here's the line, I could grow old with you.
Aww.
I could see myself with you for a while.
Jerry Maguire type of dialogue. I love it.
I'm going to take a step back. Maybe Cody, take a step that way.
Uh-huh.
You're the wide receiver. Could you explain that to me?
I wanted that. I'm not going to lie. Aaron, I wanted that. No, it's sincerely, like, it's something that every wide receiver and every quarterback really want. You want to have that bond that goes beyond the football field, goes outside of the lines. And these two have it. They spend time together off the field, and, the handshakes, the talking about each other in high praise and high regard. It's what you want, and it's what's required when you think about the receiver-quarterback dynamics that are elite. The Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers when they were together. Yep. The Matthew Stafford now and Cooper Kupp, like, they have developed the chemistry. The Jamar Chase and the Joe Burrow, like, they've been doing it for years, even in college. And now we see this with the two that I think are the best quarterback in the game and one of the best receivers in the game. You got to do this type of stuff when you actually feel this way. Yeah. And Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen both feel this way about one another.
Josh Allen isn't stupid. That's his moneymaker right there.
Absolutely.
And he knows, and you saw it in the game a couple days ago, even if I throw it up, and he's not the biggest guy in the world, Stephon Diggs, he's going to go get it. And when you're Stephon Diggs, and you're sitting there the next day going over your stats compared to the other elite wide receivers, and you just had 3 touchdowns, you do anything you want to do. By the way, you go to that guy's house on Christmas morning, knock on the door, and you bring the whole family baskets for Christmas,
You know what else you would be willing to do? You'd be willing to come off the sideline and just go and tackle somebody.
Yes.
By them just talking to your quarterback and calling him names. And Mike Evans did that.
And Tom Brady.
You wanted that.
Yes.
You wanted that. I did.
You almost had it. You almost had it. By the way, I was just thinking, reading that quote, which is like a Hallmark card. I'm probably going to steal it and write a note to my wife, just using the same exact language there, that Stephon Diggs wrote about Josh Allen. The world is changing very fast. And I thought maybe, as we continue to change in this world, that perhaps those guys one day are together. And I was trying to figure out what their kids might look like. So I had the guys put it together. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
That is a face swap of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
That's
handsome
not even,
kids.
I can't even laugh at that.
I mean, I guess you can't have girls because we don't have the face swap ability to do that. But that's a very handsome kid, right?
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
There's a lot of features.
Nothing, I'm sorry, there's nothing handsome about
No?
that.
A lot of features.
You guys are like teammates of mine here.
Yes.
We're getting to know each other pretty well.
Oh, God.
Maybe, again, as the world changes.
Oh, no.
Maybe one day you guys see Greg and I walking.
Oh, God.
Holding hands.
Oh, my God. Even your children didn't have hair?
No way.
Yeah, that's us.
Oh, no, that's not, no.
Honey, get dinner
God.
on the table. I'm coming home.
No. This is, take this off the screen right now.
That guy is trying to rob Kevin McAllister's house right now.
And then I don't want Cody to feel left out, so yeah.
You can leave me out.
Maybe Cody and I.
Oh, God. Is that Aaron Rodgers? Look in there. There's a little Aaron Rodgers in there.
Oh, man.
Maybe, yeah, that's
Is
our
Aaron
kid.
Rodgers our child?
Cody, that's our baby. Right
He is
there.
so good, and you could have had that bond with our child.
Just out of curiosity.
Oh, my gosh.
Did you guys do Greg and Cody or no? Oh, okay, let's say.
Oh, my, that's even worse. I'm sorry, Cody.
There's way too much me in there. There's clearly Greg is going to have a much more dominant features of our child.
Goodness.
Yeah.
This
So when you go home,
horrifying.
hug your kids when you see them and consider yourself blessed.
Could you explain to me the hair, who that came from? That looks like a Lego piece that has been put attached
I
to
just
that.
say take it off the screen.
I just want you guys to know
You guys
that
got too much time on your hands.
I love you both.
Do you?
I want you guys to know that.
You didn't have to put this up to say.
I just wanted you to know.
It's horrifying.
I
You can just tell me.
Those guys love each other.
Those all look
Just
like
say
Dick
it.
Tracy characters.
Yeah. All right, listen, back to some football. You actually just brought up something that fascinates me, and that is, the dynamic duo, the Batman and Robin type stuff, the Wonder Twin stuff when it comes to quarterbacks and wide receivers. So I'm going to pick 3 random ones.
Okay.
If you want to rank them, but I guess let's take a look at some of the ones you've already mentioned, whether it's Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford, Josh and Stephon, of course, and let's even add Tua and Tyreek now, albeit only 2 games. If you had to start ranking the great quarterback wide receiver duos, who's kind of at the top of your Mount Rushmore?
Well, right now, you got to say Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
Fair enough.
Because of what they've been doing, and they've been doing it now for the longest period of time. In my opinion, then I moved to Cincinnati with Joe Burrow.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely, with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I know they haven't clicked.
More about last year, but
Absolutely. And in what they've done leading up to this. And Tua and Hill.
Not there yet, right?
Not yet. Is it even Hill? Is it not Tua?
Might be Waddle.
Waddle? Like, I mean, we don't even know which one it truly is right now.
where would you put Stafford and Cooper Kupp?
I honestly would put them like if I was ranking them, there's Stephon Diggs and obviously Josh Allen, and then there's the Bengals, and then I'm going Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, and then the interesting thing, you notice how I left Patrick Mahomes out of that. That's not a knock on Mahomes at all. It's just what he said to us before the season started, which was, hey, if you're a fantasy football player, I'm going to everybody. Now, Kelsey's the main guy.
That is their guy.
So if you want to go Mahomes, Kelsey, and use that as a dynamic duo, I'm good with that. I'm down with that. You could have had them on the list. They're probably on the Mount Rushmore. But he, more than anyone, is going to hit everybody.
Yes.
A lot.
And I would, let me say this. I would throw Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins in there.
Okay.
But when I look at the quarterbacks, Kirk is that TBD. Like, when it comes to, can he continue to allow Justin to be that guy?
Right. And a lot of people think coming into this year, not knocking anyone else, like most experts or even current wide receivers or former wide receivers had Justin Jefferson as their number 1. Now, it doesn't matter. It's an argument for talk shows. But what's interesting about it is, of all the number 1 type wide receivers that we're talking about, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, et cetera, those guys all have quarterbacks, other than maybe Tua, that you would take over Kirk Cousins.
Without hesitation.
Yeah.
Without hesitation. And I mean, and again, I will double down on this. I'm not going to panic. I mentioned that Kirk Cousins is my dark horse MVP for the season. Oh yeah, I just got to throw it out there because I'm not willing to put it all on the line.
Like this. Yeah. I know my reputation. I'm well aware of what people think about me. You have now said in the course of a single show, like, you could have saved one of these for tomorrow, but you didn't. That you picked the New Orleans Saints to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, and Kirk Cousins is your dark horse to be league MVP. Ooh. By the way, he's got all the talent.
He has all the talent.
It's on him. And he's one of those guys that's going to throw for 4,500 yards, and people are going to hate him. You know that's how it's going to go.
Because he doesn't have that flash. He doesn't have that Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen type of a game or moment or just style and swag to where you look at him and say, he's the reason why they're winning games.
And I'll tell you something else. When you talk about the dynamic duos of quarterbacks and wide receivers, you'll notice that the two best quarterbacks in the league aren't on that list. Tom Brady doesn't have that guy yet. Now, maybe it's Mike Evans. He's obviously not playing against Green Bay because the suspension was upheld by the league, as we all knew it was going to be. He deserved to be suspended for a game. And, yeah, he is his best receiver. He's his go-to. But I don't think of them the same way I think of the guys we just mentioned. And Aaron Rodgers, because Devontae went to Vegas, he doesn't have that guy yet either, which is really interesting.
Yeah, and you can't put him on the list because, like you just said, they don't really have that guy. And when you look at Tampa and Tom's situation, everybody is in and out of the lineup. So he's not going to have that guy. If Godwin were healthy and he wasn't coming off this injury, they very well could be that tandem.
Yeah. All right, listen, it's going to be fun to watch, and that list will change over the course of the season. We'll change it with you and see where we wind up when the season's all over. Coming up, before we get out of here for the day, we've not heard from Bill Belichick in over a week. So we got some B squared coming up, and, of course, we'll break down tonight's NFL game, the battle for first place in the AFC North, right after this.
Pick it.
With the Home Depot's lowest prices of the season, it's time to take your bath from start to tiled, to installed, to sealed, to finished. Shop our biggest bath savings of the season right now at the Home Depot.
At Chipotle, our garlic guajillo recipe brings a whole new dimension to steak. Our most tender cuts, hand-seasoned and grilled fresh, mixed with garlic and guajillo peppers, finished with fresh lime and cilantro. All new garlic guajillo steak. It's a whole new dimension of flavor.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
This is an SOS from Novaport.
Everything is disappearing.
Our outpost on Earth, Sept is in danger.
Hey, Quill, this thing is so broken.
Help the galaxy.
Quill, you seeing this? Quill! Well, you heard the lady. Get to Epcot. It's Save the Galaxy time. Again.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis persists, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When UC got unpredictable, I got rapid symptom relief with Rinvoq. Check.
When UC held me back, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC got the upper hand,
Rinvoq helped visibly repair the colon lining. Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Your shipping manager left to find themselves, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
No matter where I am, NFL Plus is how I football.
Touchdown!
This is live, local, and primetime games on your phone or tablet. Wow! This is how you football. NFL Plus, Start your free trial today.
Aaron Judge looks to continue his magical season.
That is a monster shot!
As he chases history and goes for the AL home run record. Red Sox, Yankees, tonight at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
So, what's stopping you? Is it the name? What's a dump anyway? Hey, it's a legit furniture outlet. Stuff's not made for this outlet. It's brand new, brand name, but it's always off price. There's acres and acres of great finds. Do your own research, draw your own conclusions. Don't miss a good thing. Stop overpaying for designer furniture and get what you truly want and need. Are you bold enough to shop there? To the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump.
Sinking driveway? Call Permaseal. Settling patio? Call Permaseal. Uneven pool deck? Call Permaseal. Collapsing stoop? Call Permaseal. Cracking sidewalk? That's right, call Permaseal. It's a fact. Concrete problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call Permaseal. Call Permaseal Basement Systems today.
Way to become #1 contenders, the Brawling Brutes will challenge the Usos to the undisputed tag team title. An all-new edition of Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
Harbaugh's Michigan Wolverines unleash their explosive offensive attack against Maryland. All part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Swung out, there it goes to deep left. It is high. It is far. Another home run for Judge. That is a Judgian blast.
There it goes. Number 60. Slide over, big. You've got some company.
And tonight, it's history in the making on Fox. All eyes are on Aaron Judge as he continues to chase for the American League home run record as the Yankees take on the rival Red Sox. It all begins tonight at 6:30 on Fox. He's also, by the way, going for the Triple Crown, which never happens. And that game is at Yankee Stadium. It's on Fox. All of us are hoping with our fingers crossed that he does it tonight. He can surpass Babe Ruth if he really existed. And then, of course, surpass Roger Maris and become the all-time home run king for a single season in the American League. Cody Decker hit more home runs than any minor league player in the history of minor league baseball. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, so for a guy that hit home runs, is what he's doing otherworldly to you?
Otherworldly, ungodly.
Really?
This season alone, I hit 220 home runs. He's done more than a fourth of it this season alone. Triple Crown, like you mentioned, I know that's something that's kind of a passé statement, but the Triple Crown doesn't happen. It's happened one time since like 1976. This does not happen.
Yeah,
period.
it's special.
It's special.
Which means that there's a lot of people going to Yankee Stadium tonight with gloves on their hands. Or you know what I would do? They should go to Fletcher Cox, get that Thanos hand.
Yes! Infinity Gauntlet.
Anyway, the thought...
I knew you were going to correct it.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
It needs to be known.
The thought, though, is that if he gets to 62, that the 62nd home run, the one that breaks Roger Maris's record, is worth $2.5 to $3 million.
It's incredible.
And you ain't trading that for an autographed bat.
No.
Right, which is what happened on the 60th. He's now only the third man to hit 60 in the American League. A Yankee fan in the bleachers got it. Security whisked him down to the bowels of Yankee Stadium. And this kid got pressured into trading the ball, which was apparently worth maybe $150,000, $200,000 for 3 autographed balls, an autographed bat, and a picture with Judge. Stupid.
Is 62 going to be the most expensive one?
Yeah,
or
that's what
is
they're saying.
Really even like 63? Because that's the new record ball then.
Yeah, it's supposedly 62. I'm not a memorabilia guy. There's the photo, by the way, of the kid and his 3 buddies.
It's a nice photo.
It's a great photo.
What's great is that Aaron's still in uniform, right? Now imagine Aaron Judge going, my man, I'll give you a signed bat. And you're like, I want $250. I'll give you a signed bat. And he's this big. You take the signed bat. Although I might have said to Aaron Judge, give me the uniform you hit it in. And we're straight. because I can sell that bad boy in a minute, right?
That would be impressive.
Yes,
yeah.
but it's on Fox tonight, and it would be great if it happened against the Yankees' hated rival, the Boston Red Sox. And again, if I was pitching for the Red Sox, Michael Wacha, I would feed him fastballs because I want to be a part of the record books too. I want to tell my grandkids, guess what Grandpa did? I gave up the 60-second home run to Aaron Judge.
Who does that?
He'll be the most hated man back in Boston when he gets back.
There's other places to live in this country.
Who does that? Man?
Speaking of Boston, every Bostonian's favorite head coach, Bill Belichick, who somehow, some way, we've avoided talking about on this show for the entire week. He had his weekly coaches press conference yesterday, and it was typical Bill. Listen in.
Without a doubt. It's the type of player that's a MVP type of candidate. So I think he's more than answered him. But we'll see what his contract is. That'll answer him.
Huh? Huh? What? What? Oh, we're still doing the show. I'm sorry. I mean, come on, B squared. Stop that music, please. That's the only thing I can think of, and I'm trying to think of like what Bill should do with that award-winning personality is. And I came up with the answer because everything these days can be monetized, right?
Of course.
So let's monetize his press conferences, and I've created an award-winning app. It's called the Nap app with Bill Belichick.
I like it.
Play the audio again.
Huh.
Are you tired? Have you been working hard? Are you
Without
having
a
a
doubt.
tough time getting shut-eye at night? Just play the Bill Belichick Nap app.
MVP type of candidate.
And you'll be sound asleep
I
in
think
no
he's more than
time.
answered him. We'll see what his contract is. That'll answer him.
I mean, it's like he runs a podcast where he just gives post-game interviews, and you listen in.
And here's the best thing. Hold on. Got a little sleep in my eye right there. Sorry about that. Like, he doesn't have to record anything else. Just take every press conference he's ever had, and there's the Bill Belichick Nap app.
I love it.
I hate it.
Why do you hate it?
I tell you why.
Why?
Because as I've said on the show before, that was my best friend in Cleveland when I lived in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Check the box, I referenced the city I lived in. And he's one of the most outgoing, funny, entertaining, glib guys I've ever met in my lifetime.
Really?
Bill
Yes,
Belichick.
I know it goes against everything the public thinks about him. Like, that's boring. That's like, if I'm the NFL, I fine him for that press conference because he's, turning people away from our product because it's so boring. But I can tell you, when a microphone isn't in front of his face, when there's not a camera on him, he's one of the most outgoing. Like, I've seen him MC roasts and be the funniest guy in the room.
What?
I know.
Bill Belichick.
It's crazy, right? But I've seen it.
Do you have footage of any of this?
No, you know the rules on roasts. No cameras allowed. You know that.
cameras.
But here's the thing. Even though Belichick's putting us to sleep right there, for Bill Belichick to say the things, for those of you that even stayed awake to hear it, because I didn't, about Lamar Jackson is the highest of praise, and Lamar deserves it too.
Yeah, I mean, Bill said it, pay the man. And what's so crazy for me to say or see or hear is that Bill Belichick is actually talking about paying a player or player deserving payment. And they don't really do that in New England.
The only guy they ever did it for was Tom, and you could go back historically, and he took a lot less than he could have gotten.
But when you hear a guy like Bill Belichick talk about, Lamar Jackson and what he's deserving of, you don't fall asleep on that.
Well, also, to be fair, as I'm thinking about it, he wouldn't give him $230 guaranteed either. So it's easy to say, hey, Baltimore, you should pay the guy, because I'm not paying him, right?
Of course.
But Lamar Jackson heard it, and we don't have to play sound, so I'll just tell you what he said. Lamar was like, he smiles?
I love Lamar Jackson, man.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, every week's going to be a story because he's so damn good, and Bill Belichick is right. Baltimore picked a good one there, no doubt about it. He's already having an MVP-type season. But, what's the highest praise you could get in your profession? I would think for all you guys, it's that guy, Bill Belichick, publicly. Now, not because, you're playing against him and he's giving you coach speak to try to pump a guy up because that's what coaches do. I think when Belichick says it, he means it. I really believe that.
Absolutely, and since I played,
yes,
and I happened to play against Bill Belichick, one of the highest compliments he could have ever done to me and given me was to completely eliminate me from a football game.
So he was worried about you.
He completely eliminated me from a football game because the Patriots they had an opportunity to draft me.
Okay.
They didn't. They took Chad Jackson.
And they worked you out, as you said earlier.
They did.
Yep.
And so the newspaper clippings the night before the game or the day of the game, it talked about me being potentially drafted and they should have taken me and all this stuff. And so Bill comes to me. I had one catch the entire game. And he comes up to me after the game and he says, I couldn't let you get anything. They would have killed me if I let you get anything. And it was like, I was completely disturbed, pissed that I didn't play well or I didn't have a great performance. And it just calmed everything.
How about that? The fact that Bill Belichick is so self-aware that he picked the wrong guy, which is his way of saying that to you. And he wasn't going to be embarrassed because if you have 8 catches, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns, they're all running to Belichick.
That's all they're going to talk about.
Why didn't you draft that
That's
kid?
all they're going to talk about.
Now, here's my question. Did anyone on that franchise, or like a Brady or McDaniels or anyone say to you at any point in your career, hey, man, we should have drafted you?
Now, Brady said this happened at year like 5 or 6 with Bill. Brady, year 2.
Really?
We're playing in Lambeau. He comes up to me, and he says after the game, I told these, I'm not going to say the word, I told these guys they should have drafted you. And as a year 2, I'm playing with Brett Favre now.
Right.
So I'm
You're
good.
pretty good.
I'm good. But when Tom Brady says it, like I'm a Michigan kid, I wanted to go to the University of Michigan. Got a whole nother story for that for a later date. But Tom Brady said that, and it just
ear to ear smiling, right?
You know what? I'm still ear to ear smiling.
Do you pick up the phone and go, honey, or your buddies, I don't know if you're married at the time, go, guess what Tom Brady just said?
I didn't even say it. It was just it was a moment that we had on the field. He said it, and I was very appreciative of it. And man, it was.
And you know what's amazing about that? Tom Brady said that to you before Greg Jennings put the team on his back.
He did. He did.
All right, let's do, in the time we've left here, we do have a big game tonight, NFL football. It's a battle for first place. It's the Steelers and the Browns, of course, tonight. And we know the Bluebirds are starting already after 2 weeks against the Steeler offense and Mitchell Trubisky. We know that you want them to go to Kenny Pickett. But taking that out of the equation just for a second, at what point, knowing that Mike Tomlin said, listen, you guys all have to recognize what I recognize, we are building. We are teaching guys how to play here, and it's not going to be a lot of the teams I've coached. He's talking about Trubisky, and he's talking about getting Kenny Pickett ready. Is another terrible offensive performance enough, do you think, for Pittsburgh, win or lose, to go to Pickett in week 4? Or do you think we still have some rope on that?
I think it depends on how Mitchell Trubisky performs. If he performs decent and they win, you still roll with him. But if he has a bad outing, meaning he turns the ball over and it just doesn't look good, and I predicted it'll be a low-scoring game. This is not.
I think it's inevitable. Although, I mean, to be fair, we said that last week, and the Jets and Browns put up 61.
They did.
That's an anomaly. I think it's an outlier. But I'm with you. I think most people assume you're talking like a 16-10, 20-14 kind of game.
17-14 type of game. But I just, if Mitchell Trubisky can keep it together, he maintains his position as QB1. If he doesn't, I think you have to start considering sprinkling in Kenny Pickett.
All right, let me go to the other side of the ball. The Browns, obviously, after just a debacle, right? There's no other word for it. They collapse on special teams, they collapse on defense, and they let one of the worst offenses in football do what we know the Jets did. Players only meeting on defense, trying to take some accountability for the collapse. Chubb comes out and says, it's on me, I should have taken a knee. It's mayhem there this week. I always think when you have a terrible loss like that, a debacle, that the best thing for you is to play on Thursday night. Because you get back on the field, it's the easiest way to rid yourself of that.
Absolutely. Okay. In any sport, the best thing that you can do is have a game to erase what just took place. And that's what the Browns have an opportunity to do tonight. They have an opportunity to make that a past history.
Right, move on.
But you got to win the game. And I'm going to tell you, a guy we haven't talked about, and I don't really hear a whole lot of people talking about him, and I don't know why. But if you're looking for a guy to potentially be Defensive Player of the Year, Minkah Fitzpatrick for the Pittsburgh Steelers is one of those guys.
Meanwhile, all the attention, of course, is on Myles Garrett, who is banged up and has not practiced a lot in this short week, but he is expected to play. So obviously, as he goes, so goes any type of pressure on the quarterback, and that changes the scope of things. Also, you should know that the Cleveland Browns right now have rushed for over 400 yards in their 2 games, which again belies the fact that you're expecting a low-scoring game, a ball control game, which for a lot of people is boring, but that's the only way this team's going to win without taking a shot at Jacoby Brissett, but with him as their quarterback.
Yeah, you got to stay on brand to who you are.
Right.
This team is a run-first team, and they do it better than most teams in football, so don't not do that just because you want to entertain. No, you want to win the game, and what gives you the best opportunity to win the game if you're the Cleveland Browns? Turn around, hand it off to your 2-headed monster in the backfield.
Hunt and Chubb. I'm not going to combine them, but a lot of people have. You can figure that out for yourself. I'm pretty sure we're going to steer clear of that. All right, just quick question for both of you guys. You're watching the NFL game tonight. You find out on your phone, you get an alert, Aaron Judge is up, and it's on Fox. Do you flip off the NFL game just to see each and every Aaron Judge at bat tonight?
You got to watch history being made. Absolutely.
So you do?
You do.
Cody, you'll probably be watching the baseball game,
Yes, it's a battle for first place between Trubisky and Jacoby Brissett. I'm watching baseball tonight, man.
Really?
Yeah, Judge is going for history. I'm watching this.
I'm just asking.
On Fox.
I'm just asking. Listen, I hope for Fox's sake it happens tonight because nobody's going to watch it on Apple TV Plus. I can tell you that right now. So enjoy the games tonight. Enjoy the Aaron Judge. Thank you to Greg and Cody. We'll see you tomorrow again right here on FS1.
No mercy, no mercy, no mercy. Let's go face to face. I embrace debate. I don't make mistakes. I just make my case. Drop mic when I'm done. One more can I say? Not bite. Turn my tongue. I don't like the taste. I'm on and I'm on and I own my opponent. I'm always in the zone. Need a zone out of zone. And then we could get it poppin'. Pick the topic if you want to skip and shine and skip the hopping. Took these sports and made them box it. All right. Undisputed.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being with us today. Welcome into Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale, and that is Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Hi, guys.
Good morning, Jen. How are you?
So you're permanently come across to the dark side, no tie?
No,
I got you now.
No.
You are tied up.
I mean, sometimes I go a week, I wear a tie every day.
Is that how it goes?
And then, sometimes I feel like being free.
By the way, I just wanted to remind you the Dallas Cowboys are 1-1. The Dallas Cowboys are not dead yet. As you said last week, they're dead in the water.
Are you in last place?
No.
Who's in last place?
It doesn't matter. There is no last place yet. It's too early for last place.
No. They keep the standings. You know they're 1-1. So is there somebody with a worse record in that division than you?
I have nothing else to say because I'm not going to jinx them again.
You might be 1-2 after this week. Keep on talking.
We might be.
Keep
you
on
could
talking.
Be right.
Keep on talking.
Right. I'm not going to say a word.
Gentlemen, we will dive into all of that coming up in just a minute. But this morning, let's start in the NBA. A serious story here. Boston Celtics coach Ime Udoka facing disciplinary action that is expected to include a significant suspension for his role in a consensual, intimate relationship with a woman who is a member of the franchise's staff. The relationship was considered a violation of the organization's guidelines. Reports say internal discussions have included scenarios that would keep Udoka out for the entirety of the 2022-23 season. Shannon, what's your reaction to this?
I'm surprised to hear about this story. Skip, when I was hearing it last night, and we didn't have the information that's starting to seep out right now, I automatically thought, something happened with workplace. This was a workplace issue with someone of the opposite sex. That was the immediate went through my mind because they say the league is not looking to intervene. This was just an organizational thing. So that was the first thing that popped into my mind. And then when I started reading this morning, I said, okay, Skip, organizations and corporations are not messing around with this dynamic. Because, and I get it, there's a great chance, and I don't know this to be true, but there's probably a chance that Ime Udoka is not her direct boss. But he is a powerful figure within the organization. Now, let's just say for the sake of argument, and we're going to play hypothetical here because sometimes we do that, Skip. There's a job opening and this young lady feels that she's in line to get that job. She doesn't get that job. Then she turns around and says, well, he prevented me from getting this job because yada, 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 I ended the relationship. And then boom, here come a can of worms. So it seems to me that the Boston Celtics are trying to rope off something, cord off something before it goes down that path. Now, Jen had mentioned in the read that there's something that they have a workplace policy that if you work here, you can't meet here and do things here. Now, if one person would have resigned and one person would have left, okay, fine. You can meet